And freeway. Part of that freeway still shut down right now. We're live this morning as investigators piece together what happened and how this may affect your commute.
And President Trump continues to stand by his aggressive new import taxes. His message to consumers as Wall Street braces for another potential market meltdown.
Today in LA at 4 starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning, April 4th today. Here's a live look outside toward the beautiful San Gabriel Valley. We want to thank you for joining us on this Friday. We're almost there, the weekend. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrienne.
Good to have you here. Welcome
Always
to the party.
To be here, yeah.
Welcome to the party. I'm Lynette Romero. You know, we did see a lot of wild weather yesterday. Just like Belen told us it was going to happen, it absolutely did. I couldn't believe it when the skies opened up at my house. Thunderstorms hit parts of our region yesterday afternoon. This video was actually taken in Granada Hills, and you can see lightning in the distance from the balcony. Luckily, it's all behind us now as we look toward the weekend. We're going to send it over to Belinda Leon to talk a little bit more about this. I heard the thunder. We heard the thunder when we were talking, right? And then I took the dogs for a walk and barely made it back.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
I saw some hail in the courtyard when I was leaving for work yesterday. It was wild, yeah.
Yes, and then it passed, and then we had sunshine. It was weird, it was odd, but the First Alert Weather team timed it out for you. Not only did we prepare you for it, we got you through it. Now, it's smooth sailing as we head into the weekend. Check out satellite and radar and what's happening. Nothing. Thankfully, we had booms and lightning and angry clouds. As we head into the afternoon, there is a slight chance for some showers, not expecting anything as strong as yesterday to roll off the San Bernardino Mountains and into the Inland Empire. Now, the temperatures this morning, we've got clear skies, so it's a little colder for lower elevations and a little warmer for our friends in the deserts. Anyway you slice it, you need a jacket this morning. We've got 40s and 50s, and get ready for rays for days with temperatures today that are still going to be a little on the cool side, but we've got some nice weather as we head into the weekend. You know what? It's been a little bumpy this week, but we're going to have sunshine and temperatures rising and feeling more like spring as we head into the weekend. The details the next time I see you. Back to you guys at the desk.
all right, thank you for that. We have breaking news to tell you about in South LA. A deadly shooting shuts down a major freeway interchange.
Yeah, both the northbound and southbound 110 transitions to the 105 are now closed. NBC4's Brittany Hope joins us live from the scene. Brittany, good morning. We know you've been speaking with CHP today.
Hey, good morning, everyone. First, we want to set the scene a little bit. So just behind me here, that's the 110 northbound. So what we're standing on right now is the transition lane that would eventually get you onto the eastbound 105. Now, at this point, this is the closest that CHP is letting us get to the scene. We can tell you it's been a tough morning out here. We do believe some loved ones of the person that was killed are here talking to detectives inside those cars right now. We could hear a woman crying. It's been really tough. We do want to show you some video from inside this investigation. The focus is this sedan. You can see both the windows on the right side of the car were shot out. CHP tells us they got a call about a possible shooting just before 10 o'clock last night. Officers and LAFD rushed to the scene. They say one person died. Investigators believe this was possibly a car-to-car shooting, but they're still not sure. Here's another perspective. This is video above the closure showing detectives from News Chopper 4. The circumstances of what led up to this and who all was involved are still unclear. CHP says they don't have any information on who the shooter is. As for the person shot and killed, their identity is still not being released. Of course, back out here live, we're standing on this transition lane. CHP did issue a SIG alert for both the north and southbound lanes on the 110 to eastbound 105 until at least 7:30 this morning. This is going to have a really significant impact on the morning commute, especially if you're traveling through South LA or you're trying to travel east to Downey. Robin Winston will be tracking the impacts on your traffic all throughout the morning. Reporting live in South LA, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Several people in Willowbrook had to find another place to stay after a fire at an apartment building there. This happened along Avalon Boulevard, just a few blocks east of the 110 freeway. We had News Chopper 4 over that scene last night. Officials say the fire was already out at that point, but firefighters did find some kind of fuel that prompted them to call the bomb squad. We did reach out to get more information about this. We'll let you know as soon as we hear back.
We will be closely watching Wall Street this morning as the world reacts to President Trump's new import taxes. Now, this is how stocks looked yesterday. It was dismal all day long. It was the worst single-day loss since the start of the pandemic 5 years ago. Dow futures are already down this morning as expected. Now, the president is downplaying the reaction and also hinting that he is open to negotiations. Here's NBC's Alice Barr from Washington.
Amid a major market sell-off, Wall Street's worst day since the depths of the pandemic, President Trump downplaying the reaction to his sweeping new tariffs, arguing the economy is like a sick patient in recovery.
The operation's over, and now we let it settle in.
The global trade war, though, may only be ramping up. Trading partners from the European Union to the UK and Canada preparing retaliation.
That it's intended and will cause maximum impact in the United States.
President Trump suggesting the tariffs could change, framing them as a negotiating tool with other nations.
We're taking it to a whole new level because it's a worldwide situation.
The breadth and scope of the administration's tariffs overall rocking many small businesses like Rhoda Auto Repair that doesn't control where parts come from in a global supply chain.
It's steel and aluminum that goes into those parts. It's where those parts come from and are sourced and where they are manufactured.
All of that expected to drive up prices, and Democrats are hammering the impact on American consumers.
The Yale Budget Office projects that it will cost the average family $3,800 more this year.
As forecasters like J.P. Morgan up the chances of a global recession, administration officials are making a full court press to reassure.
We're going to have a booming stock market for a long time because we're reinvesting in the United States of America.
Adamant the tariff strategy will bring American manufacturing and jobs back to the U.S., a process economists warn may take years. A mixed picture so far, with companies like Hyundai and Apple announcing new investments in U.S. plants and jobs, while automaker Stellantis says it's temporarily laying off 900 workers in the U.S. as it pauses production in Mexico and Canada. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And Dow futures are down once again this morning. You can see it right there. These are the numbers for the futures. The Dow Jones down more than 1,100 points this morning. NASDAQ down almost 600 points. The market will be opening at 6:30. We'll give you another look then. Investors will also be keeping a very close eye on the jobs report for March, which is due out also in about 90 minutes. It's expecting to show hiring slowed last month with the unemployment rate holding steady. And we have much more on the impact of the wide-ranging tariffs on our website, NBCLA.com. You'll find a list of everyday items that shoppers will likely be paying more for in the weeks ahead.
It is 4:08 right now. The Angels will have their home opener tonight. They'll be facing off with the Cleveland Guardians. The team opened their season on the road, winning 4 of their first 6 games. And now they have a new tradition for home fans. When a player hits a home run, they'll be putting on an LA County firefighter helmet.
I like that.
It's so great. Major League Baseball says it was Mike Trout's idea to show support for our firefighters.
Oh, and I have that forecast coming up. Right now, I want to show you the rain amounts that we got yesterday. It was beneficial, but man, it was bumpy there for a minute. Northridge got 0.31, Temecula 0.23, downtown LA less than 1/10 of an inch. Same goes for Ojai and East Pasadena. So as you can see, those rainfall amounts were variable because we had these showers that were scattered. So not everybody got rainfall, and where we did get it, it wasn't much. Now let's take a look at the weather for today, where thankfully things are calming down. We'll have some afternoon clouds, temperatures in the 60s in the high desert, temperatures in the 40s for the mountains. As we head into the afternoon, the Inland Empire will have numbers in the 70s. Now we will have some clouds developing over the mountains and then drifting into the Inland Empire. Only a slight chance for some rain, but nothing as strong as yesterday. I'll take you to Orange County. We'll have 60s at the coast. Inland temperatures, upper 60s, low 70s. That's what I'm talking about. Over in Ventura County, numbers in the 60s. The San Fernando Valley will have highs in the 70s, closer to normal for this time of year. And here's your day in LA. 60s near the coast, temperatures in the low 70s inland. And here's the forecast for opening day. The Angels taking on the Guardians. First pitch will be at 6:38 and the temperatures will be cool, 63. We'll have plenty of sunshine. Bring the red layers. By the end of the game, the temperatures will be around 58. Just ahead, that 7-day forecast, we're looking at a warming trend into the weekend and a heat up for next week. Details to come. Back to you.
That's a tease. All right, Belen, thank you. Still ahead for us here at 4. The search is on this morning for 2 stolen horses, and while time may be running out to find them.
Another family's sense of security shattered in the San Fernando Valley. The new video showing burglars breaking into a home. We talked with the homeowner who defended his property.
Plus, how a new program aims to protect the most vulnerable people before disaster strikes again. After criticism over evacuations during the deadly wildfires in January, LA County is now looking into creating a new registry for people with disabilities and other physical challenges. The average age of the 18 people who died in the Eaton fire was 77 years old, and currently the population of people aged 60 or over is continuing to increase, with 10% of the county's population reporting having a disability. We talked to one woman who lost both her brother and father in the Eaton fire. Her dad was an amputee. Her brother had cerebral palsy, meaning both were in wheelchairs and had no help to evacuate when alerts went out during the Eaton fire.
If it is in place, I would feel more at ease, because this here says that, you know, the state is actually taking a matter that's serious now in their own hands to actually make sure that everyone is taken care of and accounted for.
The county's Department of Aging and Disabilities is expected to report to the board back in 120 days with their findings that include recommendations for a proactive notification program as well as other services.
SpaceX's Fram-2 mission will be returning to Earth this morning with a splashdown off the coast of Southern California. A privately funded team of astronauts have been on this historic mission to orbit Earth's polar regions. The crew has been conducting 22 experiments as they circle above the North and South Poles. The splashdown will happen off of Oceanside, and it is scheduled to happen around 9:19 this morning.
New this morning, the LA County Sheriff's Department is looking for 2 horses stolen in the middle of the night from the Whittier Narrows Equestrian Center in Pico Rivera. One of the horses is a Friesian worth about $50,000. The center tells us the thieves broke the locks from the back stables next to the riverbed. One owner says she's worried because she says her horse requires daily medicine.
I'm more worried about how he's doing than if I'm going to see him again. This horse is the love of my life. He's my whole world, and I really just want him to be okay. Please, I will take him back. No questions asked. He's not good for you because he's sick. But please just don't hurt him.
The owners tell us both horses had their hair braided at the time they were stolen. One of the horses is branded on the back of its left leg. The other has a scar on its right leg.
For the first time, the UCLA women's basketball team is in the Final Four. The Lady Bruins take on UConn tonight for a chance to move on to the NCAA championship. Oh yeah, UCLA punched their ticket by defeating LSU last weekend. They enter the top overall seed but UConn is riding a 14-game winning streak, setting up a high-stakes showdown. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. Set your alarm clock. NBC4's Olivia Garvey will be live at UCLA for a big watch party on the NBC4 News starting at 4 p.m. All right, we want to show you this live look. Look at Dodger Stadium. We'll kind of get in there close. Hopefully you can see that the stadium is showing Lady Bruins a lot of love. It's one of several Southern California landmarks shining in blue. It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's blue. I'm telling you, it's blue and gold. UCLA colors, right? To celebrate the women's basketball team's appearance in the Final Four. Pacific Pier in Santa Monica, the Rose Bowl, Dignity Health Sports in Carson, the park there in Carson. They are also shining bright ahead of the game, showing some love. And we are showing our love.
Here we go. Yeah, we got our blue and gold. We may not all be the right blues, I think.
Hey, I know. Okay, so we talked about this, and I said, so it's not Dodger blue? And Belin's like, no, it's, what'd you call it?
I don't know. It's like a
It's a powder keg blue is what they call it. It's like a baby blue. Yeah.
baby blue. Yeah.
I don't have it either.
And I have baby blue. I looked it up online, and there were like 15 different colors of blue.
Yes.
So I'm like, which one do I pick?
The point is we're supporting
We
them.
are.
Yes.
This is my blue for
Go
you.
Bruins. It's
Blue
going to
for
be
you.
so exciting. They just have such a great team. They've had such a great year, and we want to see them get to the finish line.
And Robin's in blue, too. We're all doing
Yes.
it. We're all doing it. Blue for you, UCLA.
Absolutely.
Blue for UCLA.
Yeah, exactly.
And gold.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry. getting cold. I'm sorry.
Everything she said. Let's take a look at the weather. What's important is that we're with you guys in spirit and we're sending you those good vibes. Sending everyone good vibes. You know what? We're all in the Final Four, all right? So let's do it, ladies. Well, here's a look at your forecast. We've got a warming trend starting today. The temperatures are going to go up, and we'll have some few afternoon clouds, but nothing like what we had yesterday. And the weather's going to keep warming as we head into the weekend. Finally, it's going to feel like spring. Enjoy it. Next week, summer vibes on the way. It's going to be heating up. This morning, temperatures are currently in the 40s. From the valleys, the Inland Empire, up in the deserts, Big Bear 23. At the coast, numbers are in the 50s. So it's starting off a little like winter where it feels chilly, but look at the afternoon. Highs today are going to be in the 60s near the coast, 70s for the valleys, the Inland Empire, 60s in the deserts, Big Bear 45. Amigos, I don't have any watches, I don't have any warnings, and no adverse weather is expected as we head into the weekend. So it's going to be great for anything you have to do. Do you have to maybe go hiking? Do you want to? We'll have 70s on Saturday, Sunday 80s. Do you want to take the dog for a walk? The weather will be great for that as well. Do you want to do anything outside where you're playing sports? Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to have lunch? The weather will be great for it. Skiing and boarding? Well, it's going to be a little chillier. Here's the forecast for the mountains, where Saturday will have 49 and Sunday 59 degrees, spring skiing conditions. So the storm system that has just been stagnant over the west coast is finally moving away. Now, this system, unfortunately, is going to be causing some strong storms through the central and northeastern part of the country. But for us, high pressure is going to start to move in. It is going to expand through early next week. The numbers are really going to get warm because we're going to have this huge ridge develop in the jet stream. So here's your 7-day forecast, where you see the numbers gradually rising through the middle of next week. Today is actually the coolest day of the week. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s this weekend for the Basin, Orange County. We'll have 60s on Saturday, 70s on Sunday at the coast. And you see that warming trend continues through next week. In fact, it's the middle of next week when it's really going to feel like summer. The weather in the valleys at Inland Empire, 70s today, upper 70s tomorrow, 80s by Sunday. And here's a look at the weather for next week, where you see the middle of the week, temperatures are going to be close to 90 degrees. The weather in the deserts, we have some breezy winds for tomorrow, but no advisories has been posted. The low desert will have temperatures in the 80s next week and the 90s. And here's a look at the forecast for the mountains. You see the sunshine over the weekend and through next week. Numbers are going to be warming in the 60s, so we may see some of that snowpack melt. By the middle of next week, the temperatures are going to be in the 70s on Thursday. That's your forecast, everyone. Now a check of the drive. Let's say happy Friday to Robin.
Happy Friday, TGIF. We're going to start off with a traffic alert still in place here in South LA. The north and south 110 connector to the eastbound side of the 105 remains closed for an ongoing police investigation. NBC4's Brittany Hope is on scene. We'll be checking with her throughout the morning to get more details about exactly what's happening. I'm covering the traffic portion, and you cannot make that transition over to eastbound 105. You're going to have to dump off the freeway early if you're coming from the 110. So there's always Imperial, West 120th. There's El Segundo if you want to use surface streets, but you cannot use that connector, at least for now, or at least until 7. We'll definitely keep you posted. Injury accident finally cleared in Ontario. They pushed it off to the side, East 60 at Grove. We had some heavy traffic here, but it's looking better already and thinning out. So moving well now in both directions after a multi-car crash. 23 minutes between the 215 and the 57. The 10 wide open. Colton to Pomona and the 210 trouble-free. Under 25 minutes for the drive time to make it to the 57. We have a game tonight. The Angels are home. We'll have your traffic forecast coming up a little bit later. Back to you.
Sounds great, Robin. Thank you. Up next, after 20 years, a familiar face returns to SNL this weekend.
That's right. Jack Black takes over hosting duties for the third time. Why, he says this time he's pretty much in dream territory.
Plus, the owner of these RVs in the City of Industry told us the homeless broke in and took them over last year. But an NBC4 investigation reveals new accusations about who those homeless people say they've been paying rent to, and they say they've got the receipts. A man is under arrest in New York City after police say he threatened to bomb the Saturday Night Live studios at 30 Rock. And his name and age happen to match the person whom Scarlett Johansson has previously accused of stalking her, according to court documents filed here in California. A judge had denied her request for a restraining order. That man now faces one count of making a terroristic threat. Johansson is married to SNL Weekend Update co-host Colin Jost. A representative for the actress declined to comment.
Time now for the Hollywood Buzz. For the first time in almost 20 years, a fan favorite comedic actor is taking on the role to host Saturday Night Live. That's right. But the big question is he ready?
Have you talked to Jack Black yet? He seems a little off.
What do you mean?
I think he thinks hosting SNL is like literal hosting.
Let me get the door for you. Oh, thanks, Jack Black. Shoes! Oh, shit, sorry, duh. Could you put them just like over the corner there? Yeah, sorry, I'm a stickler. Thank you. All right, I'll see you in a bit. No problem.
Well, he's doing a great job so far. Jack Black is in the hot seat as he hosts once again. He's hosted 3 times before, but his most recent gig was like 20 years ago. Wow. But if there's anything we've learned from his roles in movies, this weekend's Saturday Night Live is bound to be a hilarious one.
It's the most terrifying gig you've ever had, and it's the most thrilling gig. It's a high wire act, and that's why people love to watch it.
Well, Black says when he heard about his musical guests, he went into orbit. He'll be joined this week by Elton John, a legend, of course, and Brandi Carlile. I'm not worried. It's like riding a bike. With him, he's a legend. You got this.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't go wrong.
You got to throw the script out too, right? Jack Black is just going to go off script and just be hysterical, and everyone's going to have a great time. Plus Elton John and Brandi Carlile.
I mean, what a combo.
Greatest show in a long time.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'll see if I can stay awake.
You have to after the NBC4 News at 11.
Yes.
All right.
That's a tough one.
Thank you, Robin.
Sure.
All right, still ahead. A springtime favorite is now in bloom at Descanso Gardens in La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Yeah, what you'll need to have with you, though, if you want to check out the popular cherry blossoms.
And a tool to combat street takeovers. I'm Lauren Coronado in Sylmar with more details on what City Council is doing to try and protect residents. All of those details and what you can expect over the next few months coming up.
And taking a live look at downtown LA, the wet weather mostly behind us. We're looking, though, at a big warm-up for the weekend. Meteorologist Belen De Leon will have another
City
look
Council,
at your
Monica
first alert
Rodriguez
forecast
is like,
after the
no,
break.
it's just me.
Now at 4:30, making our community safer from street racing, we're going to show you the new tool being used in the San Fernando Valley in a story you'll see for the first time only on NBC.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the roar of race cars ready to return to Long Beach. What to expect at this year's 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. We're going to catch up with a hometown favorite just ahead of the big race.
Today in LA at 4:30 starts now.
Speaking of Long Beach, good morning to you. It is Friday, April 4th, and this is a live look outside at Long Beach. Really beautiful morning out there. So much to talk about. We're so glad you're joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrian on this Friday morning. We want to thank you for joining us. The weather got a little bit nutty yesterday.
Dicey.
Let's check in now with Belen. I was leaving work, I was saying earlier, and outside in the courtyard, I'm like, is that hail? Little pea-sized hail, and sure enough, it was. But by the time I left, like 2 minutes later, it was gone.
Yes, it came, it went, and we got some big rainfall reports in the San Fernando Valley. That's where we had one thunderstorm that parked, it caused thunder, lightning. And I want to show you something interesting because yesterday it was a wild ride. I want to show you a loop of the lightning strikes in the area. Yesterday we had more than 35 lightning strikes in Southern California, and just within this box, 20. Not expecting any severe weather or any thunderstorms today. We're going to have bright sunny skies. The view right now from the downtown area, much calmer. The temperatures this morning are starting off a little chillier in lower elevations, a little warmer in the deserts and mountains, believe it or not, even though they're waking up to 30s and 20s. We've got 40s everywhere else. Now this afternoon, look at these numbers. They're going to be rising. We're going to have numbers inland that are going to be in the 60s, also in the 70s. We'll have a few passing clouds, but really nothing to write home about. The weather is finally going to feel like spring as we head into the weekend. I'll have the details in your First Alert forecast. Right now, let's check on the drive. Here's Robin with more.
Thank you and good morning. We're going to head over to the 110 heading toward downtown LA. Just got a word of a crash here with injuries near Hill Street. This is blocking the right lane near the off ramp. So you're getting by, no significant slowing. It's a little bit of a squeeze there if you're trying to take that exit, but definitely watch out for that activity. We're also monitoring a traffic alert. This is police activity and investigation continues on the 110. So if you're rolling through South LA this morning, coming for North or South 110, you cannot merge onto East 105. That connector ramp is closed pretty much until further notice. NBC4's Brittany Hope is on scene. She just passed along some information from CHP. Originally, they said 7 a.m. Now they're hoping for 5 a.m. for your estimated time of clearing. That's 30 minutes from now. That's great news. So we'll definitely keep you posted a little bit longer for this traffic alert. We'll check back in on this and with Brittany throughout the morning. Coming up, back to you.
All right, we have breaking news to tell you about right now in South LA. The investigation of a deadly freeway shooting. This happened late last night on the 110-105 interchange. Now, this is still shut down right now, but it is expected to open soon. Officers believe this may have been a car-to-car shooting. They closed the interchange down, as we've said this morning, to search for evidence. There is no information about the victim or the shooter. As you just heard from us this morning, NBC4's Brittany Hope is at the scene right now. She will have a live report coming up at 5 a.m.
There is a new tool to combat street racing and dangerous street takeovers in the San Fernando Valley. It's all part of a new initiative led by LA Council member Monica Rodriguez. Our Lauren Coronado joins us live now from Sylmar to show us how these new raised hardened center lines, Lauren, as they're called, they're going to help make these streets safer.
Jonathan, that's the goal. We've been covering a lot of these street takeovers. We know just how dangerous they are. And I'm at the intersection where the most recent installation is. You can see those yellow barriers, those bollards and raised paint as well. We're on the corner of Bledsoe and Bradley. You might be seeing these cars navigate around them right now. But it's street takeovers like this. We have video that are just so concerning. An increase in takeovers, people doing donuts in these large intersections. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, like you said, she's been working with the LAPD and the Department of Transportation to identify problem spots and come up with safety measures to try and prevent these kind of dangerous incidents on the roads. Now, not far from here on Polk and Glen Oaks, this street takeover in 2021 prompted the councilwoman to come up with a solution after a car slammed into a restaurant. Rodriguez says this is just the beginning to safer streets.
My hope is to make our streets safer by not just relying on enforcement efforts alone and really changing driver behavior and patterns so that everyone is safe. We've got, especially in my community, I have a lot of pedestrians, and so I want to make sure that the streets are safe for everyone.
And by the way, she says these installations come from DOT's budget in these two cases. You can expect similar safety measures at a few other intersections, including Balboa Boulevard and San Fernando Boulevard and Yarnell Street and Foothill Boulevard. There are actually a total of 20 locations that DOT engineers are looking at right now. Back out here live as you see another car navigating around these safety measures. That's happening right now. We actually talked with a few pedestrians who say they're actually seeing safer drivers out on the streets too. You're going to hear from one of those people who lives nearby and is happy to see these kind of safety measures in place in the next hour. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Lauren, thank you for that. And we are tracking a series of home break-ins in the San Fernando Valley. Now, in this surveillance video, you can see those three men right there, right? They're masked men. They're outside of a home in Studio City. They shattered the double pane glass door. They broke into the house. The family was asleep inside, including two young children. Now, the father, who does not want to be identified, says that he got his gun and he chased the men out of his house.
I was kind of ready for any kind of scenario, so I was kind of armed and ready to go, and thankfully they ran because last thing I wanted to do was start shooting people in the middle of my house.
Several people nearby have also been targeted in the North Hollywood, Topanga, and West Valley areas. There were nearly 200 break-ins just in the month of March.
Well, it'll be a nice weekend to go and check out the cherry blossoms over at Descanso Gardens in La Cañada, Flint Ridge this weekend. They have hit their peak bloom for the year, but if you want to see them, you're going to have to act fast. The blossoms should be flowering for about another week or so. It all depends on the weather. Descanso members, they don't need a reservation to enter the garden. However, advance tickets will be required for non-members. It's been years since I've been. I believe the last time I went was for Naomi's engagement. And she's our producer right now in the booth. Yeah, I helped
she's married.
photograph it. Now she's married. But yeah, it's just, but it's such a beautiful place, and I need to go back. Yeah,
it is. And those blossoms are just gorgeous. All right, that's great.
Coming up here, another positive sign of recovery in the aftermath of the Eaton fire.
Plus, for the love of the game and each other, how one high school community is championing the spirit of inclusivity in this morning's Bright Spot.
All right, San Fernando Valley, things are going to be much calmer for you today. The sun will be up, and it's going to be a gorgeous morning. Sunrise 6:35, the sun setting at 7:16, day length 12 hours, 40 minutes of daylight. What are we going to do with it? Make the best of it. And coming up, I'm getting you ready for spring weather returning. Right now, let's check on the drive. What's up, Robin?
We are tracking a traffic alert. It's police activity in South LA, Belen. We're going to talk about the closure that's in place, how to get around it, and we'll check in with NBC4's Brittany Hope with more details throughout the morning. Stay with us.
And now to this morning's Bright Spot. A big shout out to Corona High School's football team, their cheerleaders, band, and the dance teams. They help some students with special needs play the game that they love so much.
What's going on? She's got some markers out there. Who is this young lady? Touchdown! Holy mackerel.
Isn't that fantastic? She was so excited. So look at this. The football players rushed over to celebrate her. And here's the thing. They did it again and again and again, making sure every special athlete felt like a champion. They created an amazing day for the kids from Victor Bauer School. This football game has become an annual cherished event in the community. They have been doing it for more than 15 years. Here's what some students from Corona High had to say about it.
It was lighting up the kids with a smile and also light up the athletes. Being able to play with the kids, giving them this opportunity, it's just such a good experience.
Isn't that so great? The kids, they played 4 quarters. They had a halftime show. Of course they did. Corona High School posted on Instagram that this is their favorite football game of the year and a day for all of them to remember.
I can't get over the smiles on their faces. They're genuinely having so much fun doing something that they may not normally be able to do.
Right.
It's such a great gesture. And the fact that they do it every year is such a great tradition.
I know.
Every school should do something like this.
For sure. A community coming together, just spreading a little sunshine. You know, we love sunshine in the morning. We know you do too. Please keep sharing your good news with us. We need to hear about it. You can reach out to me directly on social media at Lynette Romero, or you can use the hashtag #TodayInLA_BrightSpot. You can also email me at Lynette.Romero@NBCUni.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It is 4:43 right now, and we are keeping a very close eye on Wall Street this morning as markets continue to react to President Trump's new import taxes. Dow futures are down once again. There you see more than 1,400 points right now. And in the past hour, China has announced a 34% retaliatory tariff on all goods imported from the U.S.
4:43 right now as NBC4 Investigates exclusive is raising new questions about the large group of homeless people accused of taking over dozens of RVs in the city of Industry.
NBC4 was the first to report this story last week. The owner of those RVs repeatedly told us the homeless broke into dozens of his trailers, but new audio obtained by NBC4 suggests he was making agreements with some of those people to pay him to stay there.
NBC4's Alex Rozier has the investigation you will see only on NBC4.
All the homeless have now been removed from this lot in City of Industry. The Sheriff's Department provided them temporary housing or treatment depending on the person's needs. But this is what that lot looked like last week. The owner of Black Series RVs said he was the victim when a large number of homeless people broke into dozens of his RVs and started living in them last year. But tonight, several people we spoke to now say they were paying to live there and that they have the paperwork to show for it.
The LA County Sheriff's Department has now removed all the homeless from this lot in City of Industry.
And Black Series RV owner Jack Hongwei Chu said all his trailers are being removed too.
I would say in about 2 weeks, we'll get all the trailers out.
Jack told us Black Series moved its trailers to this lot in 2021. But he said early last year they started dealing with trespassers who stole parts. And eventually, he said, dozens of homeless people broke into his trailers.
It started with one, and then I would say up to about 60 to 80 people. It's out of control since for the last 1 month to 2 months.
Jack told us one reason why he thinks this problem grew so out of control is because he heard some people made agreements to pay to live here.
I told them don't pay rent to anyone because I own these trailers and I never charge rent.
But several people who lived here say not only did they pay rent, they paid Jack, Black Series owner.
My husband did pay rent, and he paid it to Jack.
How much money did he charge you?
$300 a month.
IK, who didn't want to share his last name with us, says he's been living in one of the RVs for nearly a year and has been paying Jack $300 per month since November in what he described as a rent-to-own agreement.
And so he came all the way down to $1,300. And I'm like, okay, cool, I can do that.
IK showed me what he says is his bill of sale, and he says it's signed by Jack. Then he shared audio with NBC4 of a conversation that he says he and his girlfriend had with Jack, where they appear to discuss a $300 per month asking price.
How much money do you have? In my pocket right now? I don't know, maybe. Right now we're really low. But we spent everything on the trip here for a month.
I can rent the trailer for you for $300 a month.
That's actually not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Pull that off.
Okay, so
the only problem with that is while we're paying for that, we're at the same time trying to get a car to drive home. Yes, because I can only do something. I'm a roofer. Okay. That's the business I started in North.
Yeah. Okay. So, but if you stay here, you need to pay that $300 a month. Okay. I can rent the trailer for you for $300 a month.
That was you on that recording asking for $300 a month. Yes or no?
On the recording, yes.
Jack says he is the voice on the recording, but he denies that he signed this purchase agreement or even knew about it. And he says he ultimately never took their money.
I never collected money from any one of them.
He said after a trailer caught fire last year, he kicked IK and his girlfriend off the property, but they refused to leave. So he said he tried charging them rent in an attempt to keep the peace.
What would you do? Would you allow these people to be here or no? Kick them out and they will set fire to the trailer. I thought I could come up with a plan, but I never collected money.
Wow, that's so crazy. He was collecting money with his own two hands. There was a nice couple here, Rob and Linda. They stood on that freeway over there for 3 days and panhandled $300 to give to him. None of us have jobs like that. So if we have $300 to hand to you, you know we went through a lot of hell to get that.
I never collected rent from anyone.
You didn't collect $1?
No, not even $1, no. People may not trust me, but that's what the truth is. Yeah.
Something else to point out there, Black Series doesn't own that land. In fact, an attorney for the landowner said Black Series hasn't paid rent on the lot since September 2023. So they went to court last fall, and in January, the judge sided with the landowner, which cleared the way for the removal of the trailers and the people living there. A couple of final notes tonight. I talked to the Sheriff's Department today, too. I asked them about their involvement here. They said that they just handled this as a private trespassing dispute. They helped with the removal, but no other investigation is underway.
And our thanks to our Alex Rozier. Right now on our website, NBCLA.com, and our NBCLA app, you'll see the timeline of developments since we first broke this story last week.
And now to a major turning point in the wildfire recovery. Today, communities impacted by the Eaton fire get one thing back: their trails and campgrounds. Now, this is a map showing the popular trails and campgrounds that are reopening at the Angeles National Forest. They include the Chantry Flat Recreation Area, Winter Creek Trails, and the Gabrielino Recreation Trails. These areas have remained closed months after the fires because of danger that persisted with landslides, rock slides, and mud flows from winter storms. The U.S. Forest Service will have signs posted to reflect the changes starting today.
Just 1 week until the roar of race cars will echo throughout Long Beach. This year, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach celebrating 50 years of high-octane action, and the track is ready. Cars are starting to roll into the paddock. The weekend will be featuring sports car racing, the ever-popular Formula Drift competition, and of course, the main event, Sunday's big Indy car race. Local driver Colton Herta from Valencia knows what it takes to win. He did it back in 2021, and he says this race just has a very special place in his heart.
This is my first race that I ever went to. I was 2 weeks old, so this is one that I mark in my calendar every year that I'm really happy to be back for and have the hometown crowd.
The Grand Prix weekend is a huge economic driver as well for the city of Long Beach, generating more than $98 million for the region last year. He drew a record crowd. Big names, of course, expected to show up to celebrate the big 50th anniversary. Mario Andretti, Al Unser Jr., each won Long Beach multiple times. They're going to serve as co-grand marshals during Sunday's event. Rock group Foreigner, yes, Foreigner will be headlining Saturday's big concert. I'm just as excited about that. This is such a great race. It's such a classic place, and the racers say usually say it's their favorite one of the year.
Yeah.
Seriously. I know, Indy 500, they love this race right on the water, the crowd over
the
there.
venue is amazing.
Oof. I wonder when we're going to see David Bigger out there. Naomi, when are we going to see David racing?
Oh, he'll be out there for sure.
He loves that stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. All righty, everyone. Well, the weather is beautiful as we head into the weekend. Next week could be a little toasty as we get closer to the Long Beach Grand Prix. Let me fix my mic here. We were talking about spring at Descanso Gardens. I've got this beautiful picture for you. This one is from Colors for MM. And you know what? The last time I went to Descanso Gardens, it was during the winter. I know, temperatures were nice, but there were no blooms. I gotta go back, especially now. You do too. Hey, if you have pictures you want to share with me, you want to see them right here on our show, use that hashtag NBCLA or tag me at Belen NBCLA. I'm also here to answer your weather questions. That's the main reason I'm here. Now here's a look at the weather as we head into the weekend. In case you were questioning, what's it gonna be like? Well, the weather is drying out starting today and warming up as we head into the weekend. Spring weather is going to return. The temperatures will keep warming. Then next week, we're going to get some early summer heat. The temperatures this morning are chillier, though, than 24 hours ago for folks that live below the mountains, Van Nuys, the Inland Empire. Numbers right now in the 40s and 30s in the deserts in Big Bear, 23 degrees. Now let's fast forward to this afternoon. This looks nice. Chamber of Commerce weather. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s away from the coast, upper 60s near the beaches, 60s in the deserts, Big Bear 45. I don't have any watches, no warnings. And you know what? The weather is calming down compared to where we were yesterday. Good day to step outside. The air quality will be fantastic from the Santa Clarita Valley through the San Fernando Valley. Moderate air quality near the LA County coastline. That's acceptable for most, but if you do have respiratory issues, you may experience some mild symptoms. I'll take you over to Orange County. We're in the green there. Great air quality, and for the most part, great air quality in the Inland Empire. In the San Gabriel Valley and in Riverside, we will have moderate air quality. Now, we're starting off with bright, sunny skies. The weather around lunchtime is going to be great. If you want to meet with friends, celebrate the arrival of the weekend, watch what happens during the afternoon. Don't get caught off guard. We will have some clouds roll off the mountains, but today, not expecting anything like what we had yesterday. We may have some light showers around the San Bernardino Mountains. Some of that may be trickling into the Inland Empire. Anything that does fall is going to be light. The weather is going to stay mostly dry today, and then we will get rid of the cloud cover overnight through tomorrow morning. Just some high clouds drifting into the area. So here's a look at the trend. We are going up, 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 and up, and you're definitely going to feel it away from the coast. Today, a high of 74 in Riverside. This weekend, temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We pretty much stay there early next week, and then look at the middle of next week. We're going to come close to 90 degrees. As we go closer to that weather, it might get even hotter. So here's your 7-day forecast. We are done with the rain. You're safe to wash the car, put away the umbrellas, break out the the shorts and the sandals. Numbers this weekend are going to be in the 70s. We'll have more of that next week for the basin in Orange County. The coast will have upper 60s and 70s. The weather in the valleys and Inland Empire, you see it, sunshine, 70s, then 80s. That warming trend continues through next week. In the deserts, weather will be fine if you're traveling through there, maybe headed up towards Las Vegas. And even if you live there, 68 is going to be your high. That's going to be pleasant. And 40s and 50s this weekend if you want to head up to the mountains, enjoy that snow, and shred the gnar. Right now, let's take a look at traffic. Here's Robin.
Let's check in on some police activity. Finally, we have better news right now. All lanes open in South LA. The North and South 110 connector, it was blocked off for hours for the ongoing investigation. We got word from NBC4's Brittany Hope, who's on scene, that they have reopened lanes. Originally, it was 7 a.m., then they said 5, but they got it done even earlier. So now you can transition over to eastbound 105, and I'm not tracking any residual delays. We do have delays on the 15 K-rail installation underway, southbound 15 between the 10 and the 60. That's why you have all that slow traffic there, which is a little bit unexpected. So as lanes are reduced, the traffic is slow between those 2 points. They hope to have it wrapped up by 6 a.m. Leave early. Look at your drive time. It's already 55 minutes. That's a big backup for the 4 o'clock hour. So please get out there as early as you can. 14 picking up at 36 minutes. Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass, and the 91. It's wide open. It's quiet. It's trouble-free. No issues here. A 35-minute trip to connect from Riverside over to Buena Park. Jonathan, Lynette, back to you.
Robin, thank you. Coming up all new at 5 a.m. More money down for bigger prizes.
After today, a Mega Million ticket is going to cost you $5, but the chances at winning are mega. We're going to break down the new format for you.
And be sure to join us live this morning at 7 a.m. for Today in LA streaming. You'll find our NBC4 Los Angeles news channel on Roku, Samsung TV Plus, Peacock, and other streaming platforms. Also, you can scan that QR code right there on your screen to watch our channel anytime from your phone. We'll be right back. Well, a small whale drawing a very big crowd in Long Beach.
That's a small whale?
That's a small whale. Pretty big, right? It's circling the Rainbow Marina. That's where the Catalina Express boats typically dock. Harbor crews, they say they tried moving booms in the water in an effort to guide the whale back towards the larger part of the ocean, but they say it just keeps turning around and coming back. Maybe it likes a crowd. Work in the area say the whale's been hanging out there for days. Does not appear to be in distress. That's the good news. The Aquarium of the Pacific believes it's a minke whale that is actually the smallest member of the baleen family. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I had to Google all of this. All I know is that the whales are beautiful. We're so lucky to have them here in Southern California.
No kidding. What a sight to see.
That is so cool. All right, it's just about 5 a.m. here. We're following a developing story here on NBC4 since about 11 o'clock last night.
One person is dead after a shooting on a South LA freeway. Lanes have now reopened, but we are live with the investigation.
And then stocks dropped to the lowest point we've seen in years. Trading partners now preparing for retaliation. We're live this morning in Washington with the growing fallout from President Trump's global tariff plan.
Today in LA at 5 starts now.
Good Friday morning, everyone. It is April 4th as we take a live look outside the Cahuenga Pass here, our home at Universal City. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrian this morning.
And I'm Lynette Romero. We are so glad you're finishing out your week with us. It's going to be a beautiful weekend after a crazy week of weather. We had wind, we had sunshine, we had more wind, and then we had hail. Hello.
That was quite something.
But here's the thing, you called it. You told us it was going to happen, and then we were talking in the afternoon, and we heard this, the thunder, and you're like, cue the thunder.
Cue the thunder. That's it. The First Alert Weather Team got you ready for it, and we got you through it. And now we're going to get you to a really nice weekend.
Yeah.
All right? So let's check on what's happening across the West Coast, and especially in our region, where we see a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain on radar, but that's far away from us. We're going to have plenty of sunshine. During the afternoon, some clouds are going to drift off of the mountains, but nothing like what we saw yesterday, not anticipating any strong storms. It's just going to be cloud cover. That's about it. Temperatures this morning under clear skies are kicking off in the 40s. Inland and also in the deserts, we've got 30s, Big Bear 23, so it's a chilly start. But during the afternoon, we're going to have some warmer conditions. The view right now over in Long Beach, pretty dark. The sunrise happening closer to 7 a.m. And here is your TGIF forecast. 60s. 70s. Yes, please. No watches, no warnings. 40s in the mountains, and the weather's going to keep warming as we head into the weekend. Ooh, I can't wait to show you. Right now, let's check on the drive. Here's Robin.
Good morning in TGIF. We're starting off with a bit of slow traffic because of road work. It's unexpected. It's southbound 15 and it's happening between the 10 split and the 60 split. That's why we have all of this heavy traffic here in the southbound direction. So lanes are reduced as you roll through that construction zone this morning, and it's causing some slow traffic. That's why we're already at an hour at 5:01 in the morning to make it from Oak Hill down to Corona. Picking up a little bit on the 14, not bad at all. 36 minutes for the drive. The 91 wide open from Riverside heading over to Buena Park. We've been talking about this police action here in South LA. Just want to remind folks that all lanes are open. South and North 110, the connector to eastbound 105. The traffic alert has been canceled and traffic is moving well through the area. We'll have more on that story coming up. Right, Lynette, back to you.
Well, as you just mentioned, Robin, the deadly shooting at the 110 transition to the 105 interchange. The area was closed. Several CHP officers searched the freeway for clues.
NBC4's Brittany Hope joins us live now from that scene with much more on the ongoing investigation. Brittany, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. As you can see, a lot of cars behind me. This is now all back open. As for CHP and the investigation, they're being really tight-lipped at this point. So we want to show you video that essentially shows what we know. So take a look. The focus of the investigation at this point is this sedan. You can see both the windows on the right side of the car were shot out. CHP tells us they got a call about a possible shooting just before 10 o'clock last night. Officers and LAFD rushed to the scene. They say they found one person who died. Investigators believe this was possibly a car-to-car shooting, but they're still not sure. This is video above the closure that just opened back up, showing detectives from News Chopper 4. The circumstances of what led up to the shooting and who all is involved are still unclear. CHP says they don't have any information on who the shooter is. As for the person who was shot and killed, their identity is still not being released. We did see people who seemed to be loved ones or family members of the person who died here. They were talking with detectives, and we could hear a woman crying. They did not want to speak with us before they left. Again, back out here live, we want to show you this traffic is moving again. Both the northbound and southbound 110 to the eastbound 105 opened up just about 10 minutes ago. We're reporting live in South LA. Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, Brittany, thank you. It is 5:03 right now. We continue to closely watch Wall Street this morning as the world continues to react to President Trump's new import taxes. Yesterday was the worst single-day loss since the start of the pandemic 5 years ago.
Dow futures are down again this morning. The president is downplaying the reaction and also hinting that he is open to negotiations. NBC's Alice Bard joins us live now from Capitol Hill with the very latest. Good morning, Alice.
Good morning, Lynette and Jonathan. And some breaking news. China has now responded with matching 34% tariffs, matching what was imposed on that country, one of the top U.S. trading partners this week. So that's an escalation. Reaction continues to pour into President Trump's big gamble that tariffs will restore American manufacturing and boost the economy in the long term. That's weighed against concerns over higher prices and growing recession fears. Amid a major market sell-off, Wall Street's worst day since the depths of the pandemic, President Trump downplaying the reaction to his sweeping new tariffs, arguing the economy is like a sick patient in recovery.
The operation's over, and now we let it settle in.
The global trade war, though, may only be ramping up. Trading partners from the European Union to the UK and Canada preparing retaliation.
That it's intended and will cause maximum impact in the United States.
President Trump suggesting the tariffs could change, framing them as a negotiating tool with other nations.
We're taking it to a whole new level because it's a worldwide situation.
The breadth and scope of the administration's tariffs overall rocking many small businesses like Rhoda Auto Repair that doesn't control where parts come from in a global supply chain.
It's steel and aluminum that goes into those parts. It's where those parts come from and are sourced and where they are manufactured.
All of that expected to drive up prices, and Democrats are hammering the impact on American consumers.
The Yale Budget Office projects that it will cost the average family $3,800 more
this year.
As forecasters like J.P. Morgan up the chances of a global recession, administration officials are making a full court press to reassure.
We're going to have a booming stock market for a long time because we're reinvesting in the United States of America.
Adamant the tariff strategy will bring American manufacturing and jobs back to the U.S., a process economists warn may take years.
And we're seeing a mixed picture so far with companies like Apple and Hyundai announcing new investments in U.S. plants and jobs, while automaker Stellantis says it's temporarily laying off 900 workers in the U.S. as it pauses production in Mexico and Canada, a sign of how interconnected all of these jobs and processes are. Lynette?
Alice, thank you for breaking that down for us. Well, it looks like the 401ks that we have will continue to take a beating today. So this is a look at how stocks are trading before the opening bell. You can see that the Dow is down now about 1,200 points, the NASDAQ almost 600 points. The jobs report for March will come out in about 25 minutes. We will be tracking to see how that might impact Wall Street. We have much more on the impact of the wide-ranging tariffs on our website, NBCLA.com. There you will find a list of everyday items that shoppers will likely pay more for in the weeks ahead.
The Senate has confirmed Dr. Mehmet Oz as head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Dr. Oz is the physician who first gained national attention because of his ties to Oprah Winfrey. He assumes the role as administrator with little experience in government health policy. The agency has a budget of $1.5 trillion and provides health insurance to roughly 160 million Americans.
5:07 right now. For the first time, the UCLA women's basketball team is in the Final Four. The Lady Bruins will take on UConn tonight for a chance to move on to the NCAA championship. UCLA punched their ticket to defeat by defeating LSU last weekend. A great game. They enter as the top overall seed, but UConn is riding a 14-game winning streak, setting up a high-stakes showdown. Tip-off 6 o'clock this evening. NBC4's Olivia Garvey will be live at UCLA's Poly Pavilion for the big watch party on the NBC4 News starting at 4 p.m. All the hype is happening.
Go Bruins.
We'll take it.
You can't do it, Lady Bruins. All right, let's talk about the weather yesterday. We had scattered showers and thunderstorms. When you take a look at these rainfall totals, can you tell who was stuck under a thunderstorm? That's right, Northridge. We got 0.31 there, Temecula 0.23, but other places got minimal rainfall. Downtown LA, less than 1/10 of an inch. Same goes for Ojai and East Pasadena, barely got a spritz. But you know what? It was a very interesting afternoon. I was just watching the skies. It was a very unproductive afternoon for me. But you know what? The weather is starting to dry out and things are going to calm down as well. So here's what you can expect. Warming trend starts today. We will have some afternoon clouds, but don't worry, we're not going to see any rainfall out of them. This weekend, warm, sunny, finally feeling like spring. And then next week, woo, summer vibes. Temperatures are going to be heating up. Now, this is what I've got for you today. Temperatures starting off chilly, 60s this afternoon in the deserts, in the mountains. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s. The Inland Empire is going to be warming into the 70s. We'll have a few clouds drifting off the mountains, but not expecting any huge amount of rain. In fact, it's going to stay mostly dry. Over in Orange County, temperatures in the 60s at the coast. We'll have upper 60s, low 70s inland. Look at Ventura County. We'll have highs in the 60s. The San Fernando Valley will have temperatures in the 70s. No watches, no warnings. It's going to be a great day. We'll have some afternoon clouds, temperatures in the 60s near the LA County coastline, low 70s inland. It keeps warming up over the weekend. 7-day forecast is coming up. Here's Robin with traffic.
Looking forward to the weekend and that warm weather. We're going to head over to some slow traffic, which we don't look forward to, right? There's some road work underway that's causing a bit of a traffic jam this morning as you head south on the 15. So you'll notice that the lanes are reduced between the 10 split and the 60 split. It's K-rail installation. About another 40-50 minutes or so before it wraps up. But that's why it's so heavy there. And that's why you should get out there early. 63 minutes is your drive time, which is much heavier than normal for 5:10 in the morning. So please plan ahead. Other stretches are off to a good start on this Friday morning, like the 10 from East LA to West LA. It's wide open. The 101, a fantastic drive between the 5 split and the 134 split. And no problems for the 110. Looking good. 13 minutes for that connection from Carson to downtown LA. We have several big events happening tonight. Major road construction project, baseball game. What else is there? There's one more thing. A Lakers game. Yeah, that's right. So, I'll have so much going on. I'll have 3 travel forecasts coming up for you in a little bit. Jonathan, back to you.
Shout out to your memory this morning, Robin. All right. Next year at 5, a troubling home break-in for a father and his 2 kids. What he's sharing about this encounter and the detail he says left him triggered.
Plus, rap mogul Suge Knight will soon face a civil retrial case, but it's already off to a bumpy start after a new filing from his own attorney.
And $5 could go a long way these days. We're going to break down the new prize structure for the Mega Millions lottery now that tickets will cost you just a little bit more. You're watching Today in LA on this Friday morning. We'll be right back. It is 5:14 right now. We are continuing to track a series of home break-ins in the San Fernando Valley. In this surveillance video here, you see 3 men, masked men, right outside of a home in Studio City. Officials say they shattered a double pane glass door to break into the house. The family inside asleep, including 2 young children. The father says he woke up, grabbed his gun, and chased the burglars away. He didn't want to be identified, but here's a little bit about what he told us.
Yelled LAPD when they were in the house impersonating the police. I think that's what actually kind of triggered my senses.
Several people nearby have also been targeted. In the North Hollywood, Topanga, and West Valley areas, there were nearly 200 break-ins in just the month of March alone.
An LA judge has denied a request by an attorney for Marion Suge Knight to withdraw from representing the rap mogul in a civil retrial. It's a lawsuit that was filed by the family of a man Knight ran over and killed in 2015. Knight pleaded no contest in 2018 to voluntary manslaughter for killing 55-year-old Terry Carter by running over him with his truck outside of a Compton restaurant after an argument. A judge sentenced him to 28 years in prison in court papers. Knight's attorney said there had been a breakdown in his relationship with the rap mogul, but the judge denied his request to withdraw from the case at what he called a critical point. The civil case gets underway on Monday.
Well, today will be the last time you can spend $2 to buy a Mega Millions ticket. Starting tomorrow, it'll cost you $5. But don't worry, California lottery officials say that just means bigger prizes. The new Mega Millions structure was approved last year. They say to give you better odds at winning and that jackpots will grow faster. This also means the jackpot will now start at $50 million when it resets instead of $20 million. And here's another significant change. The multiplier feature is now automatically included and will be randomly assigned for every play at the time of purchase. So let's say you hit one winning number on your ticket. Usually that pay out about $2. Now it could pay out anywhere from $10 to $50. The multiplier, am I saying multiply? I can't talk this morning. Will not count for the jackpot prize. The first drawing under the new prize structure will be on Tuesday. I don't even know what I just read.
I know, right?
It's a lot of math
It's
for
a lot of
5:15
math.
in the morning. Just know it's going to be $5 for your new lottery.
Oh, I was about to ask if you could read it, the whole thing again.
It gets so
Pop quiz.
confusing.
It's a
I
lot.
think when you go through all that, it kind of takes the fun out of it. You know, like it's just a game. If you want to play, it's going to cost you $5.
There it is. Yep.
That's it.
If you're lucky, you'll win, but you probably won't.
I'd prefer to do the scratch-offs.
Okay.
Do you?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Do you
too.
win?
Fun. Not really.
It's the pleasure.
But
of
it's
it.
fun. It's
just
like,
math.
am I going to get something?
Yeah.
Am I going to get something? All righty. And maybe it's just a kid in me. I'm like, ooh, I get to scratch it with a coin.
That's me for sure.
All righty, everyone. Hey, we are headed for a beautiful weekend. The temperatures are going to get warmer, but when the numbers start to rise, that often causes a rise in the pollen count. So if you suffer from tree pollen, gosh, it's going to get you. The main allergens, mulberry, ash, and walnut, the pollen count will be high straight through the weekend. So unfortunately, that's the price we have to pay for seeing those numbers rise and getting back that spring weather. This morning, it doesn't feel like spring just yet. The numbers are in the 40s, so it is a chillier start for you. 40s and 30s in the desert and Big Bear, 23 degrees. Now we'll fast forward to this afternoon. This is still a little below normal for this time of year, but it is headed in the right direction. We're going to have highs in the 70s for the valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 60s near the coast, temperatures in the 60s in the deserts, Big Bear 45, rays 4 days. Now the afternoon is going to look a little different. We will have some clouds increasing, but the weather is going to stay mostly dry, nothing like what we had yesterday. And the drying and warming trend continues this weekend. Look at this. On Saturday, we'll have temperatures in the 70s. Sunday, Sunday, temperatures in the 80s. Great for hiking, great for a dog walk, anything you think of. Sports. Hey, maybe you want to get outside and throw the ball. If you want to head to the beach, we will have some nice weather as well. Maybe you want to plan that barbecue, plan something with your friends, skiing and snowboarding. Well, this isn't the right forecast for that. That's more like it. Temperatures Saturday 49, Sunday 59. Our area resorts are still open, so go and enjoy. Now let's talk about the weather changes, because we have been stuck under an area of low pressure. This system is the one that's been bringing us that rain earlier in the week, the wind, the storms yesterday. Bye, Felicia. That's going to be moving away. Unfortunately, it is going to cause some severe weather and strong storms through the central part of the country and out towards the northeast as that continues to travel towards the east. But for us, high pressure is going to be moving in. That is going to be responsible for the warming trend that we have over the weekend and through next week. You see this big bump in the jet stream? That's called a ridge. That's only going to amplify as we get through the middle of next week. So it's going to cause the temperatures to soar and rise above normal. So 7-day forecast, we are done with the rain. The weather will slowly warm. It'll be pleasant this weekend, but the middle of next week is going to feel a little unpleasant. 60s today, the base in Orange County, 70s this weekend. And there you see the 70s continue Monday and Tuesday. Then temperatures next week, mid to upper 80s. At the coast, temperatures in the 60s. We'll get to 70s on Sunday, and next week numbers in the mid 70s by the middle of the week. The valleys, the Inland Empire, 70s, a little breezy this afternoon, but no watches, no warnings. Upper 70s tomorrow, 80s on Sunday, and then the middle of next week, yep, that's not a typo. I tend to do typos, but this is not one. Upper 80s and 90s. The forecast for the deserts, breezy on Saturday, temperatures warming into the 80s through early next week. The low desert will get to the 80s this weekend, 90s next week. And finally in the mountains, you see those numbers warming, feeling like spring this weekend. The snow may be a little slushy if you are going to get on the trails. And the next week, temperatures warm into the 60s and 70s. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Now let's talk about the drive. Be safe out there, too. Here's Robin.
That's right. Be safe. Leave early. We're okay for Friday. We're going to head over to the 210. Just got a word of a new accident westbound 210 at San Dimas Avenue involving a truck that ran off the road. The drive time for now is holding steady, but that may change now that we have a new trouble spot. Under 20 minutes leaving Glendora, connecting from the 57 off to the 134. The 10 wide open, looking good for Friday. Pomona to East LA, same story for the 60. A quick 21-minute connection. That's what we like to see starting off the morning drive. But I'd like to give you a heads up about a major overnight roadwork project that's happening for the 605 between Slauson and the 5. Starting at 10 o'clock tonight, they're going to close down the southbound lanes. They will not reopen until 5 a.m. on Monday. So consider some alternate routes like the 110, the 710, the 57 can be used. You can also use Rosemead to get around that closure on the 605 south, so please keep that in mind. And we have the Angels home opener. That's right, it's happening tonight. First pitch 6:38 as they take on the Guardians. Let's go Angels, but the traffic may not be going very fast. Surface streets surrounding freeways are going to be packed around Angels Stadium, so we're doing this traffic forecast to give you a heads up about all the extra company heading to the game. So if you're not attending, you may want to roll on out of the area early. The 5, the 57, the 22 will all feel the pressure. Jonathan, back to you.
You got us covered, Robin. Thank you. Next here at 5, another measles alert for your health. Well, we're learning this morning about the first case detected in Riverside County in nearly a decade.
And the countdown to summer is on. While you might want to consider thinking ahead if you're planning on visiting the OC Fair this year. The first case of measles has surfaced in Riverside County for the first time in 7 years. Now, it's not clear where the patient became infected, but the person did recently travel out of the country. This is the 9th confirmed case of measles in California so far this year. Health officials are warning people to take precautions and get the measles vaccine.
Actress and activist Jane Fonda will be delivering a commencement speech at USC this year. It will be for the Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism. The commencement ceremony will be held May 16th. In her career, Fonda has received 2 Oscars, 7 Golden Globes, as well as an Emmy Award.
All right, pretty soon the smell of funnel cakes will fill the air in Costa Mesa. The OC Fair will return this July, but as of this morning, tickets are now on sale. This year's theme is Find Your Happy. I like that theme. There will be limited daily attendance, so this is a really good time to save the date if you're planning a trip out there. General admission will run $13 during the week and $15 on the weekends. Several shows in the amphitheater and the hangar have already been announced, and those tickets are also on sale. The OC Fair runs from July 18th through August 17th.
Find your happy just means find the funnel cake.
That's your happy.
Or the turkey leg. But funnel cake is my happy.
The deep fried Oreos.
Oh, yes.
Fried pickles.
All of it, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So good. All right. Still ahead for us here at 5, a milestone in the Eden wildfire recovery.
We're going to tell you what's returning today in the foothills.
And safer streets is the goal after an increase in a lot of issues out on the road. We're talking about street takeovers, what the city is doing to combat the issue. Coming up after the break.
It's just about 5:30. A lot of questions this morning about who was killed on the 110 freeway.
Video from that scene shows the car's windows shattered right after a shooting. The 110, which remained shut down overnight, has now reopened.
And then all eyes on Wall Street again as nations react to President Trump's new import taxes. We are looking at how the markets are trending an hour before they open, plus the country announcing its retaliation on Americans.
Today in LA at 5 starts now.
Good morning to you. This is one of my favorite shots. I think it looks like a postcard. So pretty out there. It is April 4th as we take a live look. This is downtown LA. A couple hours before the sun's coming up, but it looks like the sky's already glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning to you. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrian on this morning. It's interesting to watch. There's like not a cloud in the sky because yesterday in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
It just came out of nowhere.
And they
seemingly.
were dark clouds,
yes. Right? But it was funny, Belen, because I was driving home and I was like, Mari, it's pouring rain here at work. She's like, what are you talking about? It's sunny and dry.
Yeah.
And she's on the other end of the valley. She's like, no, you're making stuff up. I said, no, I promise you. I just saw hail. She's like, stop lying to me.
It's not April Fool's.
No.
We tried our best to communicate that it was going to be scattered. Not everybody was going to see it, and that there was the potential for some thunderstorms with heavy downpours. That's exactly what we saw. But you can rest easy. Mari, you're not going to get any frantic calls later today. The weather will be much calmer. We're waking up to numbers that are actually a little chillier because our skies are clear. The view right now outside of our home, doesn't she look pretty? I think it's a she. It's Universal Studios. Right now, the 101 looking good, and we can at least see the city out there in the distance. So this morning, you're going to need the layers. We'll have temperatures in the 40s, colder in the deserts and mountains. And look at this afternoon. Highs in the 60s, low 70s. We will have some clouds drifting off the mountains, but not expecting for them to bring any rain. Now, for your weekend, I made a little checklist for you, okay? You're going to need the sunglasses. You're going to need the sunscreen. Make sure you have your allergy medicine. Get light layers ready. Stay hydrated. Get outdoors. Spring weather is returning. I'll be back to get you ready for it and excited for it as well. Right now, let's check on the drive. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. It's picking up out there and quickly on the 14. We're starting to see little pockets of slow traffic here coming from Acton heading towards Santa Clarita. Plus, there's a new crash in the way. We have a car and a big rig that mixed it up right around Escondido Canyon Road. That's in the left lane, so it's putting more pressure on the southbound 14 trip, which equals 40 minutes and growing to make it from Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass. Still not too bad, but definitely heavier now compared to the 4 o'clock hour. Southbound 5 wide open, Santa Clarita down to East LA. And for our friends hopping on the 405, it's all good for you. 25 minutes here to make that trip from Sylmar down to Inglewood. That's what we like to see on a Friday morning. Hopefully it'll stay that way, or at least a little bit longer. We'll check more traffic coming up. Lynette, back to you.
Robin, thank you for that. Developing right now in South LA, the investigation of a deadly freeway shooting. Now, this happened late last night on the 110-105 interchange. Officers believe this may have been a car-to-car shooting. They had to close down the interchange to search for evidence. Now, as we've told you this morning, it is open now. There's no information about the victim or the shooter at this point. NBC4's Brittany Hope is near the scene of the shooting, and she will have a live report coming up at 6 a.m.
Well, several intersections in Sylmar are getting a facelift, but it's not really for looks. It's to stop street racing and street takeovers in its tracks.
Now, this is all part of an initiative spearheaded by LA City Council member Monica Rodriguez. NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live in Sylmar to explain how these new safety measures will work. So you talked to Monica Rodriguez directly.
Yeah, Lynette, I sure did. In fact, I met her at this intersection that we're at right now. She says this has been identified of one of at least 20 dangerous intersections where they've seen a lot of these street takeovers. You can see some of the safety measures in place already. We're on the corner of Bradley and Bledsoe, by the way, here in Sylmar. You're looking at those raised paint and bollards. It's part of a pilot program the councilwoman has been working on for years.
We have to change the behavior, and this is a simple way and a cost-effective way for us to try and introduce that.
Councilwoman Rodriguez says this street takeover on Polk and Glen Oaks in 2021 is just one reason she started the pilot. A car slammed into a restaurant, causing really costly damage. Thankfully, while they were closed, or it could have been much worse. She also says there was a deadly crash at this intersection. It was the first spot to get these safety measures installed in 2023, and neighbors say it appears to be working.
I definitely hear people like revving and like drifting here less at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't hear it as often?
No.
Yeah, the councilwoman is working with the LAPD and the Department of Transportation to identify problem spots. She says the LAPD alone just can't keep up with enforcement with more and more street takeover incidents, which is why she's hoping this joint effort really helps. And so far, it looks like it is after talking with some of the neighbors who live in the area. And she says this is just the beginning. She hopes to start seeing more of these safety measures in place in a few other intersections. In fact, we're going to break down some of the other intersections on their radar and where you might see similar safety measures near you. That's in the next hour. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
We'll see you then, Lauren. Thank you. A lot of people this morning are watching the stock market's reaction to President Trump's new tariffs. Yesterday, U.S. stocks suffered their worst single-day loss in 5 years, though President Trump downplaying the reaction, saying the economy is like a sick patient in recovery. But the global trade war may only be ramping up. Overnight, China announcing it is hitting the U.S. back with a 34% tariff on all U.S. imports. For more, here's Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
He's walking us into the dumbest and most avoidable recession probably in history. And let's call the Trump tariff tax for what they really are, a huge tax hike on American families.
The president says he is open to negotiating tariffs if other countries offer something, in his words, phenomenal. We have much more on the impact of the wide-ranging tariffs on our website, NBCLA.com. Right there, you'll find a list of everyday items that shoppers will likely be paying more for in the weeks ahead.
The Trump administration is ordering schools to sign a certification against DEI to receive federal money. Now, the order impacts K through 12 schools. The schools must certify that they are following federal civil rights laws and ending any discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. The notice was sent yesterday by the Education Department. Schools now have 10 days to sign and return the certification. The Trump administration says the use of certain DEI practices can violate federal law. An investigation is already ongoing at UCLA and UC Irvine to determine if DEI was used as a basis for admission.
Now to a major turning point in the ongoing wildfire recovery efforts. Today, communities impacted by the Eaton fire get one thing back: their trails and campgrounds. In fact, here's a map showing some of the popular trails and campgrounds that are going to reopen in the Angeles National Forest. They include the Chantry Flat Rex area, Winter Creek trails, and the Gabrielina Recreation trails as well. These areas have remained closed for months after the fires because of the danger that persisted with things like landslides, rock slides, mud flows from winter storms. The U.S. Forest Service will have signs posted to reflect those changes starting today. And also today, LA Mayor Karen Bass and LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho will be at Palisades Charter Elementary School to address debris removal. Phase 1 of the operation was finished in just 28 days. More than 300 tons of hazardous materials were removed from neighborhoods in the Palisades. We're expected to learn more about Phase 2 at this morning's event. Next Monday marks 3 months since the Palisades fire started.
SpaceX's Fram-2 mission will be returning to Earth this morning with a splashdown off the coast of Southern California. A privately funded team of astronauts have been on this historic mission to orbit Earth's polar regions. The crew have been conducting 22 experiments as they circle above the North and South poles. The splashdown will happen right off of Oceanside, and it is scheduled to happen at 9:19 this morning.
And Lynette, we're going to have some great weather. Again, splashdown happening at 9:19 around, right? Temperatures are going to be in the 50s, and we're going to have sunny skies. Winds light to breezy out of the northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour, as we say. Welcome home, Dragon spacecraft, and the return of the Fram 2 mission. The weather this morning is much calmer than where we were yesterday, and the temperatures are colder because our skies are clear. So right now we've got 40s in the valleys, the Inland Empire, the deserts, 39 in Victorville, Big Bear 23 degrees. So it is a pleasant start to your day. No watches, no warnings in effect. Afternoon temperatures are going to be warmer, highs in the 70s away from the coast, upper 60s near the beaches, a cool day in the deserts, and Big Bear 45 degrees. Now, yesterday things started off quiet. I did warn you that it was going to be stormy during the afternoon. Today we're going to see some changes through the afternoon as well. So here we are looking at the timing of any kind of cloud cover around lunchtime. Beautiful for any outdoor plans. If maybe you want to have lunch on the patio, celebrate that the weekend has arrived. Now here we are looking at the afternoon around 4 p.m. You'll notice some of these clouds drifting off the mountains into lower elevations, but it will stay mostly dry. We may see a little bit of rain out towards the Temecula-Hemet area, but not anticipating those strong storms like what we had yesterday. Then after that point, it is smooth sailing into the weekend. I'll be back to take a look at the numbers and get you ready for a spring, and then all of a sudden, summer. 70 forecast coming up. Here's Robin.
Looking forward to that. We're checking in on the Friday morning commute, which is definitely picking up. So we have a little more information about this crash on the 14. Originally, we thought it was southbound. Nope, it's northbound. Counter commute direction right around Escondido Canyon. We have a car and a big rig. The big rig made it off to the shoulder. The car is still blocking that middle lane, but the backup is the opposite direction, which is your commute side. That's going south. That's where you're going to see the heavier traffic. But once again, this crash is on the northbound side, so we'll be watching it. The drive time for the 110 is picking up 15 minutes from Carson, making it into downtown LA. Once again, our police activity on the 110 connector to East 105 has cleared, all lanes open. Now we're starting to see the typical crowd pack up and roll north, little pockets of crowding. 710 wide open out of Long Beach, 605 trouble-free out of Rossmore. We have a game tonight. So earlier I talked about the Angels home opener, but the Lakers are home too. Let's go Lakers as they take on the Pelicans. Tip off 7:30. Basketball fans will be rolling through the area, especially the pedestrians, the foot traffic. Everybody's excited heading to and from Crypto, so watch out for those folks on surface streets. Figueroa, Pico, the 10, the 110, the 101 will all feel the pressure. In addition to that evening commute traffic, you'll have some basketball traffic joining you as well, so plan ahead. Lynette, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Robin. Coming up next at 5, escaping the flames. Firefighters rush in to pull residents from a burning apartment building. We have the dramatic rescue in Anaheim.
Plus, the big announcement expected any minute now that the clock is running out on a TikTok ban.
I've got some markers out there. Who is this young lady? Touchdown!
And going the extra yard, we take you to Riverside County, where an entire school came together to help a group of kids with a big heart for football. Several people in Willowbrook had to find another place to stay after a fire at their apartment building. So this is on Avalon Boulevard, a few blocks east of the 110 freeway. We had News Shopper 4 over the scene last night. The fire was already out at this point, but firefighters found some kind of fuel that prompted them to call the bomb squad. We've reached out to get more information about this, and we'll let you know when we hear back.
It was also a scary night for families in Anaheim who had to run from their apartment building burning in a fire. Firefighters had to help carry some people to safety. That fire broke out just before 9:30 last night over at Miracle Terrace Apartments on Western Avenue. That's right near Lincoln Avenue. The fire was knocked down in about 10 minutes. One person was taken to the hospital with smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
A slew of charges have now been handed down to the man accused of stealing a flatbed truck, leading police on a high-speed chase and then crashing into several cars.
Oh no, oh my gosh.
News Chopper 4 over the dangerous chase last Friday. 40-year-old Adam Bowen is now charged with 11 felonies, including attempted murder. He is expected to enter a plea when he returns to court later this month. Now, if convicted, he faces a possible maximum sentence of life in prison.
Now to the question many people are asking, will TikTok be saved? Tomorrow is the deadline to find a U.S. buyer. In an interview with Fox News, Vice President J.D. Vance says a deal will be reached before Saturday's deadline. He says the Trump administration is working on finalizing the details, and the president will announce when the deal is officially done. ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns TikTok, was given until tomorrow to divest from the app or face a permanent ban in the U.S. Several companies, including Amazon and Microsoft, have expressed interest in buying TikTok.
And now to this morning's Bright Spot. A really big shout out to Corona High School's football team, the cheerleaders, the band, the dance teams. They help some students with special needs play the game that they love so much. Take a look.
Emily, she's had a bigger, she might. Oh my goodness, she's heading
Touchdown. Look at that smile. She was so excited. They were doing a celebration dance. Look at this. The football players, they all rushed over to celebrate her, and then they did it again and again and again, making sure every single athlete felt like a champion. They created an amazing day for the kids from Victress Bauer School. This football game has become an annual cherished event in that community. They've been doing it there for more than 15 years. And here's what some students from Corona High said about it.
It was lighting up the kids with a smile and also light up the athletes. Being able to play with the kids, giving them this opportunity, it's just such a good experience.
Take that ball and run. The kids played 4 quarters. They had a halftime show. Corona High School posted on Instagram saying that this is their favorite football game of the year and a day they will always remember.
Well, everyone here will remember this day. And it's not just smiles, really. They're laughing. They're having so much genuine fun doing this.
Yeah.
I love this. I think every school district should do something like this. This is so cool.
It's so great for the community, and you can tell that both people on all the teams, right? Everybody's a winner.
Everyone wins,
Everybody's a winner.
Absolutely.
A lot of touchdowns there. We love a little sunshine in the morning. We know you do too. Please keep sharing your bright spots with us. You can reach out to me on social media. Use that hashtag Today in LA Bright Spot. You can also email me at Lynette.Romero@NBCUni.com.
All right, let's check in with Belen for more on the weather. We're dancing on this Friday. Happy Friday. We're in our UCLA colors.
Yes! Go Lady Bruins! Yeah. We're going to get you over the finish line. I know it was a bit of a weather roller coaster this week, but you know what? What is that called when you're coming into the station? That's it. Things are smooth now as we head into the weekend. You know, yesterday was really stormy during the afternoon. Today, the weather is going to be much calmer. This morning will be cool and calm. Skies will be mostly sunny, so make sure you put on the sunscreen and bring your sunglasses. Now, during the afternoon, we will have some scattered clouds, but it will stay mostly dry. Those roads will stay dry. It is the home opener for the Angels, sending them good vibes as they take on the Guardians. First pitch will be at 6:38. Bring those red layers. Things will start off nice, 63 degrees. By the end of the game, under clear skies, temperatures will be at 58. Go Angels. And you know what? The weather across the region is quieting down compared to yesterday. We've got 73 today in Los Angeles. Look at the weather across our area. Cool at the coast in Santa Barbara, San Diego, Palm Springs, a nice one, 78. Bakersfield, 71. We've got 70s if you're headed towards the Central Valley. And look at that, the weather over in Vegas, 71. In fact, if you're getting in the car, you're getting away for the weekend, anywhere you go across our region, the weather will be quiet and it will be dry and sunny. In Las Vegas, 74 tomorrow, Sunday, 78. Santa Barbara, temperatures in the low 70s. San Diego, 69 tomorrow, 74 for Sunday. And in Palm Springs, we're looking at warm temperatures tomorrow, even warmer on Sunday. Amigos, today we start a warming trend. The numbers go up over the weekend and they get even hotter next week. Look at the trend in Van Nuys where we've got 74 today. 81, then 83 on Sunday. There will be a system up to our north that brings us just a slight cool down early next week. And then by the middle of next week, it's going to feel like summer. Here's your 7-day forecast. We are done with the rain, not seeing any of it in our 7-day forecast. So you are safe to wash the car. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s today for the coast, the Basin, Orange County. Tomorrow, upper 60s at the coast, then 70s on Sunday, mid to upper 70s for the Basin, Orange County. And look at next week. We'll have some passing clouds, not not seeing any rain. The middle of next week, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s for the basin in Orange County. So those numbers are 10 to 15 degrees above normal. The weather in the valleys and Inland Empire, breezy during the afternoon, 70s tomorrow, upper 70s, Sunday 80s, and next week, the middle of the week is going to be in the upper 80s, low 90s. Now in the desert, not seeing any huge issues if you're traveling through there or if you live there. A little breezy tomorrow, Sunday 79, next week 80s, almost 90 degrees for the middle of the week. You guessed it, even warmer for the low desert, 80s this weekend. Next week, temperatures are going to be close to 100 degrees for the middle of the week. Oof, I'm sweating just looking at those numbers. Hey, but I'm cooling off when I'm looking at these. The mountain forecast is going to be in the 40s and 50s this weekend. Next week, the temperatures warm into the 60s. Take us with you this weekend. I mean, not physically. Download the NBC LA app for weather on the go. Have a great one. Here's Robin.
All right, we're going to check in on the 14. We're still tracking a trouble spot. Slow traffic on the southbound side. An accident blocking on the northbound side. They've updated the location. They're calling this Soledad Canyon Road. The car in a big rig, the car still blocking the left lanes. And we also have traffic breaks underway, meaning everyone will be on hold temporarily as they work to clear this activity off to the side. So expect slow traffic in both directions, but especially on the southbound side, which is your commute direction. It's 58 minutes. Or just update it live on air for you. 60 minutes for the 15 Oak Hill to Corona, 43 minutes from Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass, and 54 minutes for the 91 Riverside heading over toward Buena Park. Picking up in other spots too, like the 10 West, North 5, West 60. This is all considered normal. Nothing major in the way. No problems through the OC. You're looking really good, smooth and quiet for the 5, the 55, and the 405. That's what we like to see. And as a reminder, major roadwork project happening tonight on the 605 between Slauson and the 5 split. So as you travel out towards Santa Fe Springs, expect delays through this construction zone. All lanes will be closed starting at 10 o'clock tonight. They're going to divert traffic off the freeway. Those lanes will not reopen until 5 a.m. Monday morning. So consider those alternates and steer clear of Crypto.com as the Lakers take on the Pelicans, who have a lot of basketball traffic in the area. So it's going to be packed, and let's go Lakers. Lynette, back to you.
Let's go. All right. Be sure to join us live at 7 a.m. for Today in LA streaming. You can scan that QR code right now and watch our channel anytime, anywhere on your phone. A man is under arrest in New York City for allegedly threatening to bomb the Saturday Night Live studios at 30 Rock. His name and age match the person whom actress Scarlett Johansson has previously accused of stalking, according to court documents filed in California. Now, a judge had denied her request for a restraining order. That man now faces 1 count of making a terroristic threat. He is married to SNL Weekend up to co-host Colin Jost. Now, a representative for the actress has declined to comment.
This Sunday, Ciclavia will return. Bike riders, skaters, walkers, anyone and anything but a car. They'll be able to connect from Hollywood, East Hollywood, Melrose Hill, and Koreatown. The event always free for everyone to go and explore and hang out. There will be several activity hubs right along the route, including live music and performances, all organized by Amoeba Hollywood, as well as some trivia games and prizes from the LA Zoo. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
The Angels have their home opener tonight. They'll face the Cleveland Guardians. The team opened the season on the road, winning 4 of their first 6 games, and they have a new tradition. We love this. To honor firefighters, when a player hits a home run, they don't do a dance. They put on an LA County firefighter helmet.
That's amazing.
Major League Baseball says it was Mike Trout's idea to show support for our firefighters. Yeah, we like that.
Yes.
All right, developing right now at 6 a.m. Shots fired on a South LA freeway. A driver is killed. The gunman is on the run.
It all shut down the 110 and 105 transition for hours. That is back open now, but the investigation is just getting started. We're live with the details.
Let's call the Trump tariff tax for what they really are, a huge tax hike on American families.
And tariff turmoil, global markets plunging for a second day in a row, raising fears of a recession, while President Trump downplays the distress.
And a Final Four first, the Lady Bruins could move on to the NCAA championship if tonight's game is a slam dunk.
This is Today in LA at 6.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is April 4th as we take a live look outside at Long Beach. Almost the weekend. We're almost there. I want to thank you for joining us here. Yes, I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrian.
We're so glad to have you here.
It's always fun to be with you guys. You guys always make it so much fun. Hi.
It is fun. I'm Lynette Romero. We're glad you're with us, too. We're going to send it right over to Belinda De Leon to tell us what we can expect for our weekend.
Oh, it's so nice. The weather finally calming down. I know it was really stormy yesterday afternoon. Jonathan panicked a little bit.
What is this rain out of nowhere?
But he took those deep breaths, and he's doing much better now. A reminder that QR code takes you straight to the forecast from the First Alert Weather Team. You're going to need it this weekend. That way you can know what to enjoy. The View Right Now satellite and radar, that system that brought us the winds, the storms, the rain, it is out of the picture, and now we have a drying and warming trend on our hands. Satellite and radar a little closer to home is giving us the coast is clear. Now, because the skies are clear this morning, it is colder. We've got 40s for the valleys, the Inland Empire, even at the coast. Temperatures cold in the deserts, 39 in Victorville and Big Bear, coming in at 25. The sun is gradually coming up. We can finally see the skyline here over Universal Studios. Here's your forecast for today. That's what I'm talking about. Temperatures in the 60s, warming into the 70s for the valleys, the Inland Empire. A cool but pleasant day in the deserts, and in the mountains 45 degrees. Now the numbers are going to keep warming up. The forecast finally feeling like spring. The details the next time I see you. Right now, let's say good morning to Robin Winston.
Good morning, and the traffic is picking up. Let's see if it's a good drive on the 14. We heard about a problem. Let's see if it's still there. We're checking in with Julia Dang in News Chopper 4. Good morning. We're having some problems connecting with Julia, but she's over the 14 showing us some stop and go traffic. We have reports of a crash on the northbound side near Escondido. She's looking for it. She's going to find it. We have faith in her, but the traffic is definitely picking up. So we're already at 46 minutes right now for that trip going south from Palmdale off to the Newhall Pass. The crash reported on the northbound side. So we'll check back in with Julia a little bit later and see if it's still sticking around. South 5 wide open, under 35 minutes for the trip. 405 picking up, not bad at all. 34 minutes is completely normal at 6:01 on a Friday from Sylmar down to Inglewood. Jonathan, Lynette, back to you.
Sounds good, Robin. Thank you. Developing now, a deadly freeway shooting, and the shooter this morning is still on the run.
Now, this all happened late last night at the 110 transition to the 105 interchange. NBC4's Brittany Hope is at the scene right now trying to get information about the shooter and, Brittany, also the family. It's such a tragedy there.
Yeah, it's a tough Friday morning, that's for sure, you guys. So right now, just behind us is the northbound 110. This is just behind us where the shooting happened, around the bend onto the eastbound 105 lanes. I just got off the phone with CHP. They're being really tight-lipped with details right now. So we want to show you some video from inside the investigation that gives us a better idea of what could have happened. The focus is this sedan. You can see both the windows on the right side of the car were shot out. CHP tells us they got a call about a possible shooting just before 10 o'clock last night. Officers and firefighters rushed to the scene, but they say one person died. Investigators believe this was possibly a car-to-car shooting, but they're still not sure. This is video above the scene earlier this morning, overnight, showing detectives from News Chopper 4 the circumstances of what led up to the shooting and who all is involved are still unclear. CHP says they don't have any information about who the shooter is. As for the person shot and killed, their identity is still not being released. We did see people who seemed to be loved ones of family members of the person who died. They were talking with detectives, and we could hear a woman crying. They didn't want to speak with us before they left, which of course we understand. This is all such new information, just happened 7 hours ago. Again, though, as you can see back out here live, the northbound and southbound 110 to the eastbound 105 is now back open. This is not having any sort of impact on your morning drive. Reporting live in South LA, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Heartbroken loved ones are mourning a 13-year-old Sun Valley boy found dead in Oxnard. The teen was reported missing Sunday. His body was discovered 3 days later. His father held a memorial last night at the site where Oscar Omar Hernandez's body was discovered, while family and friends gathered for a vigil at his home in Sun Valley. The 13-year-old traveled to Lancaster by train on Friday. His family said to meet an acquaintance, but his family grew increasingly alarmed when they say they couldn't reach him. They say the acquaintance gave them conflicting information about his whereabouts. The LAPD later received a tip that led investigators to Omar's body.
I can go days telling you about him. He comes into the room and he brights everybody's day.
The FBI is working with the LAPD on this case. Investigators have not released any information about the acquaintance or a possible suspect.
Several people in Willowbrook had to find another place to stay after a fire at their apartment building. Now, this is on Avalon Boulevard, a few blocks east of the 110 freeway. We had News Chopper 4 over the scene last night. The fire was already out at this point, but firefighters found some kind of fuel that prompted them to call the bomb squad. We have reached out to try to get more information about this, and we will let you know when we hear back.
Well, the global trade war is only ramping up. This morning, China announcing it is hitting back at President Trump's tariffs with tariffs of their own, 34% on U.S. imports. President Trump announcing his sweeping tariffs Wednesday. He said he wants to reshape the global economy and level the playing field for the United States. However, other trading partners, including the European Union and Canada, are also preparing for retaliation.
That it's intended and will cause maximum impact in the United States.
One trade group says we will see higher prices in the coming weeks for coffee, produce, toilet paper. Some automakers are already reacting as well. Automaker Stellantis temporarily laying off 900 workers in the U.S. Meanwhile, the turmoil only continues this morning on Wall Street. Here's a look at where things stand in stocks and trading just ahead of the opening bell. You see the Dow Jones down nearly 1,000 points before opening here at 6:30. NASDAQ down more than 400. The March jobs report did come out this morning. It is better than expected, but of course does not address what has happened in just the last few days. We're going to get a live check of the markets when Wall Street opens again in about 25 minutes. And we are keeping a close eye on Wall Street for you all morning. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll have a live report from Washington. NBC's Alice Barr standing by, tracking all the fallout. In the meantime, be sure to download our NBC LA app. You can get customizable alerts sent straight to your phone.
Billions of dollars in cuts by the Department of Health and Human Services are on hold. A judge temporarily blocked them. The health department wanted to stop $11 billion in grants to support COVID initiatives and other projects. They said the money was being wasted since the pandemic is over. California and 22 other states sued, arguing that losing the money would devastate the U.S. public health infrastructure. 6:06 right now. For the first time, the UCLA women's basketball team is in the Final Four.
This is so exciting. The Lady Bruins take on UConn tonight for a chance to move on to the NCAA championship. UCLA punched their ticket by defeating LSU last weekend. Great game there. They enter as the top overall seed, but oh boy, UConn, they're riding a 14-game winning streak, easily the hottest team in the country. So this sets up really a high-stakes showdown. NBC4's Olivia Garvey, she's going to be out live at UCLA for a huge watch party. You can watch her this later today on the NBC4 News starting at 4 p.m. But we all have our UCLA colors on.
Yeah, we do.
We're supporting the Lady Bruins. It's been such a great ride. We're hoping they get to the finish line.
So much fun. We're going to be there. All right, still ahead at 6, a fantastic and rare sighting in Long Beach.
You have to see the whale that's been putting on quite the show over in Rainbow Marina.
And another confirmed case of measles, this time in Riverside County. What we know about the patient.
And on the prowl, where these burglars were just caught breaking into a home, and this is just one of at least 4 crimes in that same area.
It has been a chilly, rainy, windy week, but the weather is calming down as we head into the weekend. A great forecast to get outdoors. Look at the air quality today. A lot of green on this map, but if you do have respiratory issues, may experience some mild symptoms. We do have some moderate air quality near the coast of LA, through the San Gabriel Valley and the Inland Empire. I'm getting you ready for the turn of spring weather and a heat up next week in your 7-day forecast. Here's Robin.
Hey, if you're getting ready to spring into traffic, we have some slowdowns waiting for you. Southbound 14, a little bit of clogged up heading toward the Newhall Pass. Julia Dang and News Chopper 4 giving us a live look at the brake lights. We'll have your drive time when Today in LA returns after the break.
We are tracking a series of home break-ins in the San Fernando Valley. And in this surveillance video, you look closely, you can see 3 masked men right outside of a home in Studio City. They shattered a double pane glass door to break into the house. The family was inside asleep, including 2 young children. The father, who doesn't want to be identified, says he got his gun and chased those men out of his home.
I was kind of ready for any kind of scenario, so I was kind of armed and ready to go, and thankfully they ran, because last thing I wanted to do was start shooting people in the middle of my house.
Several people nearby have also been targeted. In the North Hollywood, Topanga, and West Valley areas, there were nearly 200 break-ins just in the month of March.
For the first time in 7 years, a case of measles has surfaced in Riverside County. Now, it's not clear where the patient became infected, but that person did recently travel out of the country. Now, this is the 9th confirmed case of measles in California so far this year. Health officials are warning people to take precautions and get the measles vaccine.
Well, he's hosting SNL this weekend, but before that gig, Jack Black made another appearance.
See how he surprised one of his biggest fans, who also happens to be a Netflix star.
And will you look at this? We know about this very unusual sighting, but cool sighting over in Long Beach. That's next when Today in LA returns in just 1 minute. Whale of a tale.
All right, a small whale,
Small
as far as whales
whale,
go,
yes.
a small whale is drawing a big crowd in Long Beach. Look at this. It's just circling the Rainbow Marina where Catalina Express boats typically dock.
And harbor crews tried moving some of the booms in the water there in an effort to kind of guide the whale back towards the larger part of the ocean, but they say it just keeps turning around. It keeps coming back. It obviously loves the crowds. People who work nearby say the whale's been hanging out there for days and does not appear to be in distress.
We think that it was kind of tracking a path of food and then ended up finding, a path continued onward and it ended up at the docks and it was still feeding. So wherever the food is where the whales are going to be.
Must be some good bites in there. The Aquarium of the Pacific believes it's a minke whale that is the smallest member of the baleen family. It's amazing.
Hey guys, do you know how whales keep in touch with each other?
How?
They use their shell phones.
Wow.
She always has
You
a
win,
joke.
Belen.
Happy Friday. We're getting you into a good mood. The weather is drying out and warming up today. We'll have some 70s inland. That warm up continues through the weekend. It's finally going to feel like spring. And then next week, make sure you have the fans and the AC working because we're going to have temperatures feeling more like summer. Now, yesterday, I know it was stormy during the afternoon. Even though the morning started off really quiet, this morning we're going to see lots and lots of sunshine. The weather will be nice around lunchtime if you have any afternoon gatherings. Now, here we are looking at the weather during the afternoon. We are going to have some clouds drifting into lower elevations, but don't get nervous. Not expecting any rain. It's going to stay mostly dry for us. You will have some scattered clouds later today when you're headed home and saying, hello, weekend. Now let's take a look at those temperatures. It's a chilly start. We've got 40s and even 30s in the Inland Empire. The weather this afternoon in the deserts will be in the 60s. This morning you have 20s over in Big Bear. You're headed for a balmy 45. In the Inland Empire, temperatures will be in the 70s and we'll have some afternoon clouds. Over in Orange County, nice forecast, upper 60s, low 70s away from the coast. A little cool at the coast, so make sure you hang on to the hoodie. Huntington Beach, 63. Here's your day in Ventura County. Temperatures in the low 60s at the coast, upper 60s inland. The San Fernando Valley, we had a huge thunderstorm yesterday that just poured over the Northridge area, brought small hail, lightning, thunder. That is not in the forecast today. We're going to have rays 4 days. The weather in LA County, 60s near the coast, low 70s inland. Angels, opening day. First pitch will be at 6:38 against the Cleveland Guardians, and it's going to be bright but cool, 63 degrees. By the end of the game, the temperatures will be at 58, hoping for a good season for them. Guys, anything you want to do this weekend, we're looking at nice weather. 70s on Saturday, Sunday, 80s. If you want to go hiking, it's going to be nice. A dog walk. If you want to, maybe play some sports, toss the ball around. The forecast is going to be great if you want to head to the beach. Now, if you want to have lunch outside, maybe get the barbecue going. And if you want to head up to the mountains, go skiing and snowboarding, here's your forecast. Saturday, 49, Sunday, 59. The weather has been all over the place this week, and it's because of this area of low pressure, but we're saying goodbye to it. Unfortunately, as it travels towards the east, it has a potential of causing some strong storms, but the weather for us is only going to be warming up. We have high pressure moving in over the weekend, and this is going to amplify the jet stream. It's going to cause a huge ridge for the middle of next week. That means the numbers are going to be well above normal. So your 7-day forecast today is going to be the coolest day out of the week, believe it or not. Temperatures this weekend, mid to upper 70s for the Basin, Orange County, upper 60s, low 70s at the coast. And look at next week, no rain. We can put away the umbrellas. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s early next week, 80s, almost 90 degrees for the middle of next week. The Valley's, the Inland Empire, 70s this weekend, 80s on Sunday. Then the middle of next week, the temperatures are going to be closer to 90 degrees for the Valleys and IE. No travel advisories if you are going to the deserts. We have 70s there, 80s for the low desert next next week, the temperatures will come close to 100, and a pleasant weekend in store with spring skiing conditions in the mountains. The temperatures next week warm into the 60s and 70s. That QR code on the bottom of the screen takes you straight to the forecast from the First Alert Weather Team. That way you can also plan your weekend. Now let's check on the drive. What's going on, Robin?
Oh, not so bad for Friday. We're checking in with Street Vision, who just left the East 10 connector and merged onto southbound 5. Both freeways are looking really good heading into and out of the East LA interchange. For the 10 leaving downtown LA, heading toward West LA, we're at 25 minutes. So yes, it's picking up little stretches of slow traffic, nothing major, nothing awful, no significant slowdowns. South 5 leaving Sun Valley from the 170 split down to East LA, a quick 17-minute trip, and it's starting to pick up a tad on the 101. You're averaging 14 minutes, which is really good out of North Hollywood down to the 5. No problems for our friends coming out of the Inland Empire. 215, 26 minutes, the 91 quiet, the 60 quiet from Riverside heading over to Diamond Bar. That's great to see. North 5 continues to pick up, getting closer to 30 minutes for your average, almost there from Downey as you head up to the 10. Very quiet for the 710 coming out of Long Beach. We love that. I've been reminding you throughout the morning about a major overnight roadwork project, not just overnight, but throughout your weekend. It's a paving work project for the 605 South between Slauson and the 5. All southbound lanes closed starting tonight at 10 p.m. through the weekend into Monday morning. Those lanes will not reopen until 5 a.m. on Monday. So consider these alternates we've highlighted, the 110, 710, or 57 to get around that construction. Jonathan, Lynette, back to you.
Good advice. All right, thank you so much. Still ahead, comedian Jack Black takes the stage before hosting SNL.
We're going to show you the surprise he had for one of the stars of Netflix's Love on the Spectrum. That's coming up.
And whoa, Nelly, thieves steal 2 horses from a local equestrian center. We're going to hear from the owners next on Today in LA. An unusual theft in Pico Rivera. 2 horses stolen in the middle of the night from the Whittier Narrows Equestrian Center. Now, one of those horses is a Frisian, beautiful horse worth close to $50,000. Now, the center tells us the thieves broke the locks on the back stables next to the riverbed. One owner says she's worried because her horse requires daily medicine.
I'm more worried about how he's doing than if I'm going to see him again. This horse is the love of my life. He's my whole world, and I really just want him to be okay. Please, I will take him back, no questions asked. He's not good for you because he's sick. But please just don't hurt him.
The owners tell us both horses had their hair braided at the time they were stolen. One of the horses is branded on the back of its left leg. The other has a scar on its right back leg.
Award-winning actor, author, and activist Jane Fonda will be delivering a commencement speech at USC later this year. Fittingly, she will address the Annenberg School of Communication and Journalism. The commencement ceremony is set for May 16th. Fonda has received 2 Oscars, 7 Golden Globes, as well as an Emmy.
It's going to be awesome having her there and hearing that speech. All right, time now for Hollywood Buzz. Saturday Night Live is back this weekend, and a fan favorite comedic actor is taking on the role. Is he ready?
It's the most terrifying gig you've ever had, and it's the most thrilling gig. It's a high wire act, and that's why people love to watch it.
Oh, don't worry. You got this. I'm not worried. Jack Black is in the hot seat as host once again. And get this, he hasn't hosted SNL since 2005. Whoa, 20 years? Jack Black will be joined by musical guests Elton John and Brandi Carlile.
And you're very strong, too.
I am. You know, yes. I do work out a little bit.
Me too, with my friend Zach.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do you... We should do some weightlifting together. You could teach me some tips.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you guess what? I'm going to get your phone number. We can work.
Give him those digits. And what a heartwarming moment on the Kelly Clarkson Show. Jack Black surprised one of the stars of Netflix's Love of this on the spectrum, Tanner Smith, who's a big fan of the actor. Black even offered up his number so that they could hit the gym together. I can see this happening. Looks like a bromance in the making. We'll be waiting for the follow-up. I bet these two will have a lot of fun together.
He can hardly contain himself. That's so fantastic. Thank you.
Jack Black is so good.
So much fun. Okay, so we are getting revved up for the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Hard to believe it's just 1 week away. We'll have a race day preview for you ahead at 6:30.
Like a wall of fire coming towards you. And the girls saw it. And we told them, don't look at the fire, don't look at the fire.
And escaping the Eden fire, one family shares their story as we learn more about the emotional impact this disaster is having on children.
And the plan for safer streets after an increase in street takeovers. I'm Lauren Coronado in Sylmar, breaking down what one city council member is doing to make that a reality. Coming up after the break.
The gunman who killed a driver in South LA.
So we are tracking the investigation into this shooting. It was on the 110-105 connector.
Plus, Wall Street worries this morning. The market's bracing for yet another tough opening after stocks plunged to their lowest level in years. We're live from Washington with the growing fallout from the president's global tariff plan.
And get ready to start your... I need that voice. Start. Go ahead.
Engine.
Start your engines. Long Beach is gearing up for the high-speed Grand Prix action. We're going to catch up with a hometown favorite before the race roars into town.
Today in LA at 6:30 starts now.
Good morning to you. We're feeling the Friday vibes. It is April 4th as we take a look outside at the San Gabriel Valley, the sun, that sliver of sunshine coming up. Really, really beautiful morning. It's going to be a great weekend. We're glad you're starting it off with us. I'm Lynette Romero.
The weather's going to be wonderful. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Adrian on this Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's check in now with meteorologist Belen De Leon for more on our forecast. Hey.
We get to breathe a sigh of relief. Yes. The weather is calming down. Yesterday, man, it was wild. Showers, thunderstorms during the afternoon. Just a recap of the wild weather we had. Look at this. We had 35 lightning strikes, actually more. And within this box, 20. So it was a stormy afternoon yesterday. Today, things are going to be much calmer. This is the view from our exclusive USS Battleship Iowa camera. And I've been looking at this cruise ship, just backing it up. I mean, the captain of that ship, I'll tell you, the size of that cruise ship is like a skyscraper. It is so huge, and it is coming into port. Beautiful out there this morning. And you know what? It's going to be a great afternoon. Temperatures this morning are in the 40s, so bundle up because it is chilly. The deserts, the mountains, 30s and 20s. But here's the payoff. This afternoon, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We will have some clouds increasing, but don't get nervous. It's going to stay dry. Now, I've made a checklist for you. This weekend, you're going to need the sunglasses, the sunscreen. Make sure you take your allergy medicine, light layers, stay hydrated. You have to get outdoors. Start making those weekend plans because I've got a great forecast for you. More to come. Right now, let's check on the drive. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. I wish I could say the morning commute was smooth sailing like that cruise ship, but no, it's pretty clogged up. We have a trouble spot in the way. North 5 to the North 101 connector, a crash blocking that connector ramp. That's putting a lot more pressure on the 5. It's already slow in pockets, leaving Downey. We're getting close to 40 minutes to make it from the 605 split to the 134 split. So be prepared for heavy traffic. Be prepared for that new trouble spot in the way. 110 picking up, but not bad. This is considered moderate crowding, just under 25 minutes to downtown LA. And the 605, it's doing great. It's wide open, 20 minutes for your average between the 405 and the 10. Several events happening tonight, including a major construction project. We'll have details coming up. Lynette, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Robin. Now, we do have breaking news to tell you about in Pico Rivera. A driver crashed right into a home. We're going to get up to Julia Dang in News Chopper 4. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Lynette. What a wake-up call. Look at this. Silver sedan looks like it was traveling northbound on Rosemead Boulevard, and it went right through this cinder block wall. This is going to be the corner property, Arrow Drive and Rosemead. Now, this was called out to the LA County Fire Department about half an hour ago, just before 6 a.m., as a call that went into a structure. We've looked at this from a couple different angles in the helicopter. Doesn't look like the car actually went into the house, but you can see where it probably sheared off a little bit of the siding. fire apparatus just left. Deputies, you can see they're still here interviewing witnesses, sizing up this damage. Fortunately, though, no major injuries reported, and you can see here no major street closures either. We're live in News Dropper 4. Back to you.
Julia, thank you. Developing now in South LA, the investigation into a deadly freeway shooting. This all happened late last night on the 110 and 105 interchange. Officers believe this may have been a car-to-car shooting. They closed the interchange down to search for evidence. It is back open this morning, but there's no information still about the victim or the shooter at this point. Our Brittany Hope is near the scene of the shooting. She'll have an update for us in just about 25 minutes. Also this morning, there's a new tool to combat street racing as well as dangerous street takeovers in the San Fernando Valley.
So this is all part of an initiative led by LA City Council member Monica Rodriguez. NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live in Sylmar to show us how the raised hardened center lines. So Lauren, those are making an impact, right? They're making streets safer.
Lynette, Jonathan, good morning. They are, according to a lot of the neighbors that we talked with here in Sylmar. Now, it looks like the council member, she says she's working with the LAPD and the Department of Public Transportation to figure out where some of these problem spots are, including right here. We're on Bledsoe and Bradley. You can see some of the cars navigating around these new installations. And neighbors, like I said, they've noticed fewer street takeovers since some of these installations.
I definitely hear people like revving and like drifting here less at night.
Polk and Glen Oaks here in Sylmar was the first intersection to get these safety measures installed. That was in 2023. It's part of a pilot program launched by Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez. She says she has been working again with the LAPD and the Department of Transportation to identify these problem spots after an increase in street takeovers. Rodriguez says this was one incident in 2021, again on Polk and Glen Oaks, that really prompted the initiative. A car slammed into a restaurant during a takeover, causing really costly damage. And she's been working to prevent similar incidents with more than a dozen intersections on her radar.
Trying to keep the costs low at about $4,000 an intersection so that we can help address as many intersections as possible. Because we can't approach these incidents with enforcement tactics alone. LAPD doesn't have the resources, but we also have to change the behavior on our streets.
Yeah, she says the recent installations came from DOT's budget, by the way. Now, DOT engineers are looking at about 20 problem spots identified by the LAPD to install more safety measures. Some of those include Balboa Boulevard and Foothill Boulevard, Balboa Boulevard and San Fernando Boulevard, and Yarnell Street and Foothill Boulevard. Back out here live in those identified intersections, you might see installations like this near you. So this is really an ongoing joint effort to keep drivers and, of course, pedestrians safe as well. Reporting live here in Sylmar, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Lauren, thank you. The Trump administration is ordering schools to sign a certification against DEI to receive federal funding. The order impacts K through 12 schools. Now, the schools must certify that they are following federal civil rights laws and ending any diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. Schools have 10 days to resign and return the certification. The Trump administration says the use of certain DEI practices can violate federal law. There are already investigations at both UCLA and UC Irvine to determine if DEI was used as a basis for admission.
We are keeping a close eye on Wall Street this morning after the worst single-day loss in years. Global markets not responding well to President Trump's new import taxes. Now, the president is downplaying the reaction, saying he is open to negotiations. NBC's Alice Barr joins us live on Capitol Hill with the latest. Alice.
Good morning, Lynette. What we've seen so far, though, is retaliation, with China already striking back against President Trump's big gamble that he believes tariffs will restore American manufacturing and boost the economy in the long term. That's weighed against concerns over higher prices and growing recession fears.
Amid a major market sell-off Thursday, marking Wall Street's worst day since the depths of the pandemic, President Trump downplaying the reaction to his sweeping new tariffs, arguing the economy is like a sick patient in recovery.
The operation's over, and now we let it.
The global trade war, though, only ramping up, with China announcing a matching 34% tariff on all U.S. imports as trading partners from the European Union to the UK and Canada prepare to retaliate.
That it's intended and will cause maximum impact in the United States.
President Trump suggesting the tariffs could change, framing them as a negotiating tool with other nations.
We're taking it to a whole new level because it's a worldwide situation.
The breadth and scope of the administration's tariffs overall rocking many small businesses like Rhoda Auto Repair that doesn't control where parts come from in a global supply chain.
It's steel and aluminum that goes into those parts. It's where those parts come from and are sourced.
All of that expected to drive up prices, and Democrats are hammering the impact on American consumers.
The Yale Budget Office projects that it will cost the average family $3,800 more this year.
A new jobs report shows stronger than expected hiring in March and a slight increase in unemployment before the full tariff picture hit. As forecasters like J.P. Morgan up the chances of a global recession, administration officials are making a full court press to reassure.
We're reinvesting in the United States of America.
Adamant the tariff strategy will bring American manufacturing and jobs back to the U.S., a process economists warn may take years.
And we're seeing a mixed picture so far, with companies like Apple and Hyundai announcing new investments in U.S. plants and jobs, while automaker Stellantis says it's temporarily laying off 900 workers in the U.S. as it pauses production in Mexico and Canada. Those U.S. jobs supported the production in those foreign countries. It's just all interconnected, Lynette.
All right, Alice Barr there for us in Washington. Thank you. We are just 1 week away, hard to believe, from the roar of race cars echoing through Long Beach. Such a great event. This year, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach celebrating 50 years of high-octane action. And, of course, the track is ready. Cars, they're already starting to roll into the paddock. The weekend will be featuring sports car racing, the ever-popular Formula Drift competition, and, of course, the big main event, Sunday's IndyCar race. Local driver Colton Herta from Valencia knows what it takes to win. He did it back in 2021, and he says this race just has a special place in his heart.
This is my first race that I ever went to. I was 2 weeks old, so this is one that I mark in my calendar every year that I'm really happy to be back for and have the hometown crowd.
That was 25 years ago. By the way, Herta, the youngest driver to ever win an IndyCar Series race. Other big names are expected to show up to celebrate the big milestone anniversary, 50 years. Mario Andretti, Al Unser Jr., each have won Long Beach multiple times. They're going to be serving as co-grand marshals during Sunday's event. The rock group Foreigner, yes, Foreigner will be headlining Saturday's concert. It's such a wonderful event. Go, and 50 years now. Go Long Beach. It's so awesome.
Go Long Beach for sure. Okay, so April showers bring April flowers. The springtime favorite is now in bloom at Descanso Gardens.
But you'll need to check out the blooms soon. We're going to tell you why. We have those details coming up.
And spring cleaning your finances. Now's the time to get everything in order. We're going to help you focus your goals. That's coming up.
And a look at the emotional impact of January's wildfire disaster on one of our most vulnerable populations, children.
Happening this morning, it's the first splashdown we've had off the California coast in a while, and the weather will be great for it. The timing around 9:19, the weather sunny, temperatures in the mid-50s with a light wind out of the northeast as we say, welcome back, Dragon spacecraft. It'll be the return of the Fram 2 mission if you want to check it out. Coming up, I'm tracking a warm-up as we head into the weekend. 7-day forecast is coming up. Hey, Robin.
Hey, not too bad for Friday. Check out the drive times here. The 60 wide open Riverside to Diamond Bar, picking up on the 57, but still under 30 minutes, San Dimas to Orange. We'll check more coming up after the break.
6:44 right now. Much like the COVID-19 pandemic, September 11th or Hurricane Katrina, our January wildfires are a generation-defining trauma for entire communities and especially children. Now, in the months since, families have struggled with the emotional impact. Graham and Evelyn Fortier, they live right here. They lived in Altadena. They escaped to safety with their daughters, Abigail and Amelia, but they lost their home. And while the girls were physically unscathed, they had other less visible wounds.
I remember one time when Abby was like really struggling, she was just crying and telling me, can we please start packing the suitcases? Can we please just go home?
Well, there is no official estimate for how many children were directly impacted by the fires, but more than 11,000 homes were lost and an estimated 5,000 students were displaced. Gregory Leskin is a program director with the National Child Traumatic Stress Network at UCLA, and he says a third of children exposed to this sort of trauma will develop some kind of symptoms of post-traumatic stress.
Left unchecked, left unprocessed, the child could face a more challenging path ahead.
Now, experts note that kids are also very resilient, right? We know that. The 48 girls have been making progress after the fire. Abigail drew a lot of pictures of houses, and her parents realized that it really helps not to talk about the home that was lost, but the new one that they hope to build together.
And hard to believe Monday will mark 3 months since the Palisades fire started, but local officials say recovery operations there are well ahead of expectations. And this morning, the focus is on 3 schools impacted by the fire. LA Mayor Karen Bass, LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho, they'll both be at the Palisades Charter Elementary School addressing debris removal. Now, phase 1 of the operation, that was finished in just 28 days. In fact, this is new video of the site from the California Office of Emergency Services, where more than 300 tons of hazardous materials have been removed from neighborhoods in the Palisades. Well, today we're expected to learn more about phase 2 at this morning's event, which is set to start at 8:15, and of course, we will be there. Today, trails and campgrounds also impacted by the Eaton fire. Those are going to reopen in the Angeles National Forest. They include the Chantry Flat Rec area, Winter Creek trails, the Gabrielino Recreation Trails, just to name a few. These areas have remained closed for months after the fires because of dangers that persisted with landslides and mud flows from winter storms. The U.S. Forest Service will have signs posted reflecting the new changes.
For your money, spring is a great time to deep clean your finances by taking stock of what you have, reviewing your goals, and building a stronger foundation. But the question is, where do we start? Well, with tax day coming up on the 15th, you want to collect all your W-2s and your documents that you need to claim credits and deductions like childcare and charitable donations. Experts say you can also use this as an opportunity to organize your bank statements and your insurance policies. Now, when it comes to your overall finances, here's what experts recommend. They say examine your everyday spending to find ways to stretch that dollar further, reviewing recurring charges to see what you can cut. Make sure all of your information is secure, and maybe if you're like me, don't look at your 401k.
Not today.
Not today.
Not next week either, probably. All right, it'll be a nice weekend to go check out the cherry blossoms at Descanso Gardens in La Cañada, Flint Ridge. They've hit their peak of bloom for the year, but if you want to see them, you're going to have to go act fast. The blossoms should be flowering for about another week or so. It just depends on the weather. Descanso members, they don't need a reservation to enter the garden. However, advance tickets will be required for non-members. Go to Descanso. It's been years for me. I used to go all the time as a kid.
So beautiful.
So pretty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Picture perfect.
The weather should be nice.
Yes, indeed, my friend.
I can tell you more about that. Yes. And not only the cherry blossoms, we have so many other flowers that are in bloom as well. Thank you so much to our photographers for sharing their pictures. This one is for Colors 4MM, and you can see how the tulips are in bloom, just the variety of flowers. We're so lucky to have Descanso Gardens. If you would like to see our pictures here with us, use that hashtag NBCLA or tag me at Belen NBCLA. We'd love to see your point of view of Southern California. Now, the pollen count is going up. That is going to be high today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So remember to take your allergy medicine. We will have high tree pollen, mulberry, ash, and walnut. Now, here's the things that I'm tracking. It's not just the pollen count that's going up. The temperatures are too. That warming trend starts today. The temperatures will be in the 70s inland. We will have some afternoon clouds, but don't be nervous. Nothing like what we saw yesterday. The weather will be bright and sunny over the weekend. It's finally going to feel like spring. Then next week, summer vibes. Conditions will be heating up. This morning, you got to bundle up. We've got 40s and 30s up in the deserts. In Big Bear, 30 degrees. 40s in the Inland Empire. So it is a chilly start. 40s through the San Fernando Valley, the Basin, and over into Orange County. So we'll start off with these 40-degree temperatures. But eye on the prize, amigos. Look at the afternoon temperatures. 70s, valleys, Inland Empire, Inland Orange County, upper 60s at the coast, and for Ventura County, a cool but pleasant day in the deserts. Thankfully, the winds are not going to be a pain. And in Big Bear, 45. No watches, no warnings. And when we take a look at our futurecast yesterday, we started off quiet, but you remember how it went for us during the afternoon. Well, around the middle of the day, we're going to have bright sunny skies. If you want to plan anything outside with your kids, take them to the park, maybe lunch with friends, meetings you got to get to before the weekend starts. And then here we are for the afternoon commute, just a few scattered clouds, but the weather will stay dry. This evening, nice for any dinner plans, and then through tomorrow morning, we'll start off with the sunshine. We have a warming and drying trend, amigos, and it's going to impact not just us, but all across our region. So if you want to get away, maybe head to Las Vegas, 70s there. Santa Barbara will have temperatures in the low 70s, San Diego 69, then 74. Palm Springs is going to be the warm spot. Pleasant tomorrow, 82, almost 90 degrees on Sunday. And then after that point, the temperatures take off. This is what I mean. Look at the trend in Van Nuys, where we have 74 today. This weekend, temperatures in the 80s. Just a slight dip Monday and Tuesday. And then for the middle of next week, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. Some spots will come close to 90 degrees. I know. Here's your weather. 7-day forecast for the Basin Orange County shows us 70s this weekend, and next week temperatures start off in the mid 70s, but then warm into the mid to upper 80s. The forecast along the coast, cool today, the coolest day out of the week, upper 60s tomorrow, then 70s on Sunday. Next week we're going to have more 70s near the beaches. The valleys, the Inland Empire, breezy this afternoon, nothing too crazy, 70s, upper 70s tomorrow, 80s on Sunday. And look at the middle of next week. Okay, now don't look. Temperatures come close to 90 degrees. The weather in the desert's fine. If you're traveling through there. Next week, it's going to get hot in the deserts, almost 100 degrees for the middle of the week. And here's your forecast for the mountains. Temperatures in the 40s, then 50s. Next week, 60s and 70s. Get outdoors this weekend. Enjoy it. Get some sunshine. Scan that QR code for the latest of the forecast from the First Alert Weather Team. Here's Robin with traffic.
Good morning. We're checking in with Julia Dang in News Chopper 4 this time around, tracking some slow traffic heading into LAX. Julia, good morning.
Good morning, Robin. I think there's always traffic at LAX. There's really no great time to drive here, but this morning there was an expanded traffic collision that actually just cleared up about 10 minutes ago. City Fire responding, they did send out an ambulance that was on scene for quite some time, indicating there might have been injuries. So now there's a bit of this residual backup. That was Skyway that you were looking at coming out of World Way. Looks like that crash was upstairs on the arrivals level at World Way, and then now it's going to be slow on Century Boulevard as well. A lot of cars this time of day. Friday morning at LAX, give it more time if you're heading out to the airport. Back to you, Robin.
Yes, more time indeed. What do they suggest? 2 hours for domestic flights, 3 hours for international flights in advance, right? Get there early. You know what to do. All right, we're checking in on the 405. We have an accident southbound 405 at Wilmington Avenue. A little bit of slow traffic for you leaving Carson. Northbound looking pretty good. Southbound is going to be a little slow. It's about a 45-minute trip to head north to make it from Los Alamitos up to the 10. The 91, 21 minutes quiet connecting to the 110. No issues for the 105, and it's also a major artery to LAX, and we do have some pockets of heavy traffic out there. 30 minutes from the 605 split heading over to the airport. Quiet on the 57, 605, and 710. No major issues, but pockets of slow traffic as expected on a Friday morning. Lynette, back to you.
Robin, thank you. And join us live at 7 a.m. for Today in LA streaming. You will find our NBC4 Los Angeles News channel on Roku, Samsung TV Plus, Peacock, and other streaming platforms. Just scan that QR code and take us with you as you head out the door. We'll be right back.
Well, a major freeway interchange in South LA is now back open for the morning commute.
A deadly shooting had the 110 transition to the 105 closed for several hours overnight. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live on the scene with the very latest on the investigation. Brittany, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. CHP believes this was a car-to-car shooting, but they say they're still not sure. The focus of their investigation is this sedan. You can see both of the windows on the right side of the car were shot out. CHP tells us they got a call about a possible shooting just before 10 o'clock last night. When they got here, they saw that one person had died. The circumstances of what led up to this shooting and who all is involved are still unclear. CHP says they don't have any information on who the shooter is. The identity of the person who was killed has not been released yet. We did see some loved ones and family here earlier this morning, but they weren't ready to speak with us. Reporting live in South LA, Brittany Hope for Today in LA.
Brittany, thank you. This morning, China announced it will hit back at President Trump's tariffs with tariffs of their own, 34% on U.S. imports. President Trump announcing his sweeping tariffs Wednesday that he says he wants to reshape the global economy with and level the playing field for the United States. More countries have said they will retaliate, and this just continues to have a major impact on stocks there. You can see the Dow down nearly 1,000 points for the second straight day.
British police have charged actor Russell Brand after accusations that he raped, sexually assaulted, and abused multiple women. Police say they started their investigation in 2023. Brand is due in court on May 2nd. He has denied the allegations.
For the first time, the UCLA women's basketball team is in the Final Four. The Lady Bruins will take on UConn tonight for a chance to move on to the NCAA championship game. UCLA punched their ticket by defeating LSU last weekend. They will enter as the top overall seed. However, UConn, they are hot. They're riding a 14-game winning streak, setting up a very high-stakes showdown. But the Bruins have this. We know this. Tip-off set for 6 p.m.
Today's forecast. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. That's Johnny Nash, not CCR, by the way. Temperatures right now are chilly under sunny skies. We've got 40s, but we've got a great day in store for you. You will see some scattered clouds. It's going to stay dry. Temperatures are warming up as we peek in to Long Beach. 60s near the coast, 70s inland, even warmer weekend. Stay tuned to the forecast from the First Alert Weather Team. Have a great one. Always keep your face towards the sunshine. Hey, Robin.
Hey, it's a nice roll so far on a Friday for the 118. It's under 15 minutes to connect from Chatsworth to Sylmar. Picking up a little bit on the 101, but still under 20 minutes from Woodland Hills to Studio City. And check out the 405. You know how the roll is. It's packed out there. Just under an hour from Sylmar to Inglewood.
All right. The news doesn't stop here. The Today Show's coming up next.
We're going to leave you with a live look from our News Chopper 4 on this Friday morning of the sun coming up over downtown LA. Look at this shot. Oh my, it's like it's Photoshopped. It's
like
amazing.
golden hour.
Beautiful.
UCLA colors. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Go
We
Lady
continue
Bruins.
with Today at LA streaming right now on our NBC4 Los Angeles news channel. Just scan that QR code there on the bottom of your screen to start watching. We will see you in just a few seconds. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.